All right, guys. Well, welcome everybody to another edition of A2Z Movie Night, where a few film nerds gather around a bottle of whiskey, tonight is Jameson, to watch a movie. A2Z Movie Night may contain spoilers and is intended for a mature audience. Listeners' discretion is advised.
No, these idiot kids. All you history buffs listening, you know what I'm talking about? You got that reference, Miller. I mean,
he just laid down on a slab and just died there.
That's a great one, Tim. I got nothing. That's a great one, Tim. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
He's like, my name's Zach Bowman, and you know, I just really like movie too. It had nothing to do with my.
And he drank every day starting at 10 o'clock.
Hey, everybody, I'm your host, Zach. I'm here with my co-host, Tim.
Hello.
And also co-host, Aaron.
What's up, guys?
Tonight, we're watching Outbreak, for obvious reasons.
Thanks, Howie. In this tense thriller, a dangerous airborne virus threatens civilization after an African monkey carrying a... Why does it matter if it's African monkey? Carrying a lethal virus is smuggled into the U.S. and an outbreak occurs in a California town. To control the spread of the disease, a team of doctors is brought in that includes Dustin Hoffman, a contagious disease expert, and his ex-wife, Renee Russo. Once the army intervenes to handle the situation, though, the doctors must fight against the clock to save the town and its residents.
Well, all right, guys, that's the spiel of this. We picked Outbreak tonight for obvious reasons. We are quarantined in the studio. We have our gloves on. Everyone show off our personal protective equipment. There might be a few times in the episode where we have to self-quarantine ourselves to the bathroom, everything. We're really glad that you guys are here along with us tonight, and we're just going to give you guys a little bit extra time tonight to sort of queue up your movie on Netflix or wherever you guys want to watch it, because this is a live episode. So
You can watch along with us if you want.
That is the intended way to do it. We know you're stuck at home and you're bored, even though it's late. So...
If you've seen Outbreak on Netflix recently, you keep scrolling past it going, man,
it's
I don't know.
trending hard, isn't it?
Now'd be the time. Watch it with us. Let's watch it together. And
I want to state also before we even hit play that we're doing this in a very lighthearted manner. We're not trying to make light of the situation of COVID-19 in any way. We're not trying to really draw like any sort of negative parallels between this. This is just us having fun, and we're just trying to make you guys laugh and have fun, really. We're just trying to make the best of a bad situation, just like everyone. So, are we ready to go?
Yes. Okay.
We are. All right, guys. Just like always, cue it up. We're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1.
And we're off. So, cheers from your boys in the studio.
If you got some of that sweet alcohol at home, it's probably going to be hard to come by. Drink it up.
Yeah, right off the bat, the single biggest threat to man's continued dominance on the planet is the virus. Now, this is, before we get too into it, this is what do they call it in this?
It's a Mataba
which
virus,
is basically, they couldn't call it Ebola, but the virus that they're doing in this movie is basically like an Ebola type thing. So we're not trying to say that this is similar to COVID-19 in any way.
This movie is actually pretty inaccurate, and we'll point out where.
Yeah.
We're going to point out the scientific inaccuracies of it.
Even though it is a made-up disease, they still even take liberties with things. So, yeah, we're not saying, this is what we're headed for. So we're not trying to cause anybody to panic by watching this film and going, shit.
No.
Like, this is Hollywood.
Yeah, we're actually trying to show you like how different it really is. You know, the fictional disease in this movie has like 100% mortality rate, which is absolutely unheard of. Even nothing's ever had that. The Ebola doesn't have that. The bubonic plague doesn't have that.
Yeah. So, like, let's take Ebola and Hollywood it. And
add some explosions.
Yeah.
And a monkey.
And Kevin Spacey. Don't worry.
I mean, not a bad ensemble cast, right?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, Morgan Freeman, Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland always does a really good job. I mean, he's perfect as like the harsh military guy.
Cuba, you know?
Cuba, yeah, before he got big.
Dude, what is it
He never really got big.
What is it with Morgan Freeman?
Jerry Maguire, and then he fell off.
He's been.
It was the Oscar curse. He won for Jerry Maguire, and then he did like Snow Dogs, and he did a movie called Boat Trip, which was just so...
It was like the most anti-gay
Yeah,
movie.
they pretend to be gay men on a gay cruise to get these women to like them, and it's just like Oh,
I mean,
you
that's like that.
fucking-
What was that?
It killed his career because
The,
it was
guy-
really
the
good.
guys that got like married because of insurance or something
that was
like
Oh
an
that.
yeah,
Adam
Chuck
Sandler
and
movie.
Larry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys realize. Yeah, it's bad. So we're getting our backstory here. This is 1967. This is where the first time.
Oh yeah, that's like during a village uprising, and it was sort of an international thing.
Yeah,
And this is like a
and we
military.
don't know who's behind that mask.
That guy's like a military virologist, right? Who like discovers it.
Well, these two guys we find out are. If you can hear him, that's obviously Donald Sutherland's voice right there. He has such a recognizable voice.
And guys,
but
we
they
have
kept-
the volume. Like I'm just trying to address the audience. We have the volume kind of turned down because
Yes.
if we turn it up, then the whole stream's going to get taken down. Because
Yes,
of,
and that is
you know,
that is also why the video capture looks kind of washed out and crazy because
I don't. Yeah,
we're just trying to keep from getting kicked off, especially
playing it
during
cool.
this time.
that's why we really want you to queue up.
We don't want him to
I
come.
want you to queue up the movie and watch it with us.
Right, we're
Lock
at
us down.
we're at time marker 3:18 right now. If you
Yeah,
want to catch up.
yeah, and we'll call that out every once in a
Yeah.
while. Our
Just get it
time
close.
marker.
Just get it
So
close.
if you join us in, or if at one point decide, man, I want to watch along with them, we'll give you the time marker so you can join in at certain times.
And we know y'all got Netflix, so look,
That's pretty good effects right there for 95.
They just firebombed it.
Yeah.
So that's how it starts off. Is the initial village that they discovered this in, which I gotta say they picked the Congo, which is the exact same place that Ebola was discovered.
Yeah.
It's like beat for beat, even the same time frame. And they just decided this virus is so deadly and fucked up. We're just gonna kill everyone and everything
Yeah.
that might have even like slightly had a chance to come in contact.
They don't even attempt. They just say
except for that
screw it.
damn monkey.
Except for them monkeys that just ran off. Cute ass little monkeys.
They know they have a sixth sense when things are about to explode, and they bolt.
They know when things are about to explode.
They just bolt. It's one of their animal senses.
That's why, yeah. There's they have those famous bomb sniffing monkeys.
Yeah. They don't even sniff them. They just know. It's like
I just saw
Wait,
Patrick
monkeys?
Dempsey.
You can train monkeys to sniff bombs?
No, he's saying monkeys know when something's about to explode.
they have a
so
specialized lobe.
That's
in
why
their
everybody
brain.
knows about those famous bomb sniffing monkeys that the
Yeah.
SWAT teams use. I just saw Patrick Dempsey's name in this. That's weird. I'll have to keep our eyes open for him. I did not know Mr. What's His Face was in this.
McDreamy.
McDreamy, yeah. Man, if there was ever like a name, McDreamy.
McDreamy.
I guess
Come
we're
on.
supposed to think he's cute. So we're in present day
It's probably
influenza,
like a CDC or some shit.
biosafety level 2.
Yeah,
They,
you guys,
they do get a lot of stuff right, I believe, as far as the CDC is concerned, or as far as
like sanitation and stuff.
safety protocols,
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Like double locked doors and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Quarantining.
James Newton Howard did the music. He was big in the 90s.
The only thing they really get wrong is like they just exaggerate the fuck out of the disease. You know what I mean? They make it so over the top that it's
Well, yeah.
like almost not even believable.
Yeah, there's a certain point in this movie where it's like, I mean, yeah, look at the mask that she's wearing. Those are hardcore masks.
I mean, because like think about it biologically, right? Say there was a virus that evolved to have 100% fatality rate, the virus would kill itself off because it would lose hosts.
Yeah.
If a virus like killed people so quickly and so efficiently that like nobody could spread it, then
yeah,
the virus
it doesn't
would
even
just
have time to spread.
it would just
Yeah.
go extinct.
Well,
So-
that's why quarantines are a thing, because
Yeah.
if they can lock people down, if they can seclude it to one area, unfortunately it just kills off everything in that area until it can't spread anywhere.
Right.
And then they go, okay, all those people are dead, but the virus doesn't have anywhere has no new host to jump onto.
We're gonna bear with us, guys. We're gonna have like a lot of science jargon. And,
Yeah.
And granted, disclaimer: we're not scientists. Obvious. We're just wearing the gloves.
Yes,
No.
nothing that is said.
I feel
on
smarter
this,
already.
Nothing said on this episode.
Should be taken as
Should be
advice.
taken
Please
as
do not take
advice.
this advice, or
These are the opinions of A2Z Incorporated, and do not reflect reality. We are playing characters.
We're playing characters. Mine's name is Aaron. That's my character.
My character is Zach, and we got Tim's character Tim over here, and we are in an alternate reality that cannot be sued.
And if you really want to know
The
what to
names
do
are
in this,
just coincidental.
Wu-Tang. That's if you want to know what to do. Wu-Tang. Zach, you remember what Wu-Tang stands for? Wash hands.
Use mask properly.
Use mask properly. Touch nothing.
Touch nothing.
Avoid large crowds.
Avoid large crowds.
Never touch your hands to your face.
And
go to the hospital if your symptoms are severe.
Well, there you go, guys.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
So don't listen to us. Listen to RZA.
I didn't see that Wolfgang
actually-
Peterson directed this. Do you know that Wolfgang Peterson, God, what was the biggest one he was known for? He started doing kind of dropping off. He did Air Force One.
Never-ending story.
Oh, God, what am I
Troy was like probably
Troy.
the last bit beside him, but that kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, he did Perfect Storm. That makes it like... It's that vein of dramatic...
Overly dramatic.
Yeah. He was...
like dramatic political drama, like a lot of information in these kind of ones. you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, shit, already we've gotten a lot of information right off the bat in this.
Which one disobeyed me first?
I remember when this movie came out watching it a lot. When HBO used to get like every Saturday they would premiere a new movie, you know. They'd be like, "Oh, what's this one?" And then they would show it like 20 times a day after that.
This one
while
was
they
on
had the
TV.
rights to it. So I mean, I must have watched
this
this
is
movie.
another one of those that like I know that I have solely seen this on television.
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
think this was a made-for-TV movie when I was a kid because I only saw it like I didn't even see
TBS,
I didn't see like
TNT.
VHSs of it. I literally just saw it on like UPN and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I want to say that I saw this in the theater with my dad. This was when Rene Russo was still viable, you know.
She was super high. This is before Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she was in
around
Lethal-
the same
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was before Spacey got famous for Usual Suspects, and
That's right. Which is another
And,
thing too.
you know, touching underage.
and
I was
yeah,
about- I
he
was
was
about to say-
already apparently famous for that.
I was about to say, what do you think's scarier,
For,
the Matoba virus or Kevin Spacey?
Yeah,
So you want me to take the dog?
yeah, he already was. He'd already done that at this point. That's fucked up.
When you look back and it's like he was really good at playing like a
Psychos.
creep.
Yeah.
But I feel like when he read the script, and I don't know if this, I don't want to get into spoilers for our listeners.
And I'm one of the Pentagon.
But okay, I should.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
Well, that's why I said Kevin
This movie's
Spacey's in
from
this movie,
95.
but
If
it's
you haven't
okay
seen it,
because he
then-
dies.
Yeah, let's
It's
just get
okay.
that out of the way. Like,
It's okay that he's in it because he dies.
let's celebrate.
that removes the need to do like a trigger warning because it's like, look,
Yeah, he gets Matoba virus.
it's really funny because like probably a couple weeks back, whenever like the news about this started to like pick up, you know,
Yeah.
like before anything was said by our government or anything, like no shutdowns or whatever. I had a day off and I was like just a piece of shit that day and laid in bed and watched movies, and I did a double feature of this movie and Contagion.
Yeah.
And it's like they're basically the same movie,
Thursday.
but
Just with different scopes.
Contagion's a little bit more accurate.
But the
There were different
intention,
scopes too.
the intention is completely different.
And I
like,
haven't even
Contagion's definitely more accurate.
Yeah. And the guy that did Contagion actually did like a lot of research with the
Yeah.
CDC and stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of that was like, hey, but I feel like Contagion was. This movie was made more to entertain and make people go, oh,
No,
shit.
but like
Contagion
the
almost like
flow
was
of it.
like to
a
scare
little-
the shit
yeah,
out
it
of
was
people.
scary.
But the
Yeah.
structure and the flow of it was
Yeah.
almost the same, you know.
And Contagion was based on like avian flu, I think.
H1N1 kind of thing.
No,
And
it
it
was
was-
based on the what is it
Or
called?
SARS.
SARS,
No, it was Nira. It was a Nira virus.
Oh,
Like
I
this
have no
this
idea.
virus, it only happened.
COV2.
It only happened in the small isolated area, but it had like a 75 or 80% casualty rate.
Oh, so very similar to this.
but
yeah.
they contained it.
Yeah, they got a hold of it quick.
They were able to.
Well, that's what
contain
this is. I thought Contagion was like a worldwide scope.
It is.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, and this one is like one town gets locked down.
Well, that's the thing, and even in the synopsis, they don't call it Ebola, but that's what it is. Because
yeah.
I remember even as a kid watching this, just going, "That's Ebola," and they say a California town, but they don't specify like a real California town,
right.
Let's see what is it?
Because
I don't think they ever even say what the town is. They just say
yeah, or they give it a fake name,
Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made up because they threatened to do shit to it. They didn't want real people, freaking out.
Oh, so no. So whenever the film released, that's whenever the outbreak started of Ebola.
I remember it was like in the news again or something for a little bit, and that's why this came out.
Or maybe
Oh, yeah, it's popped in and out of the
it was
news.
an outbreak of Ebola was happening in Zaire whenever this film released, which I'm sure all the producers were like,
Yeah, just jump on that. Let's scare some people.
Ebola's been like in and out of the news a bunch of times because the thing about
even a couple years ago,
the thing
they
about
said
it
was coming back, and they were talking about zombie apocalypse.
Well, somebody died in Dallas. Somebody actually came back from Africa and died
from Ebola.
Yeah, from Ebola. This was like 2017, and his wife.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
His wife got quarantined for like 30 days, and she ended up losing her apartment, and then. She was done so dirty. She was alive. She's homeless now, actually.
Yeah, they did.
But only one person died, and then there was a scare because they had to like take his biomedical waste remains, which means his body, from Dallas to Houston because there was actually an incinerator in Houston that was hot enough or something, and like people were speculating on what would happen if that was literally
they
like
got in a wreck and
that was a news scare.
Wait,
it was very
when
different.
Was that?
I feel like it was 2017.
It was only like a few years ago.
It's like in 2017. Like you have to go to Houston for the right incinerator.
Yes, yes.
Apparently, they might have had the safety protocols and stuff.
But somebody did. But it was just, and that's how serious like Ebola is.
Yeah, Ebola is still a thing. They don't just go away.
No, it's well, actually, the plague is still a thing. People only think of the plague as being a medieval thing, but plague still exists today, and actually. Just 100 years ago, Australia and China was ravaged by it. And it actually created like some anti-immigrant sentiment here in America. We didn't want to let everybody in.
Well, which is
all of
what's
these things,
going
they still
right
exist.
But yeah, and I was reading an article that was kind of talking about that. Especially, it was specifically talking about the Spanish flu. And the thing about the Spanish flu, and really all of these epidemics that have happened, at least up until the mid-20th century, were... a lot of those deaths could have been mitigated just because of how hygienic we are compared to then.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
And drugs for sure, we can't stop
access
them,
to drugs and
but like everybody's
clean
cleaner.
Water. Yeah,
everybody's cleaner. But the Spanish flu was different in that all these flus hit different things and do different things to your body, and that one killed more people like in their 20s and 30s than this one.
Yeah, I want to try and steer away from like just spouting out statistics and stuff.
Sure. Okay.
Because I mean,
no, these are facts. I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying it's not a fact.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could be here all night long. Yeah, I mean, 37,000 Americans died of the influenza last year.
Right.
Sure.
20 people have died of COVID. It's like, let's try and keep things in perspective. But I think when you're just talking about access to clean water, that's how they find out that this spread so fast through this village.
Exactly.
They had one
They
well.
had, like, one well.
Yeah, they had one well they were drinking water from, and that's how it spread so quickly. They were all drinking from the same water supply.
Well, you'll find that in all of these like epidemic, pandemic things that happen, they usually do start in the third world because they don't have soap and water.
These remote villages,
how it is,
like a government official hasn't been there, a health worker hasn't been there.
It takes longer to notice that it's
years,
happening.
And also, they got corrupt governments. They try to cover it up. And they're like, "Nah, everything's cool, bro. We don't have
y'all don't got to come over here."
Yeah.
It's like by the time it becomes a big problem, it's like
that kid's dead.
It's a problem.
Or they exaggerate it to get aid
funding.
You know what I mean?
That they use for their military instead because they don't care about their people.
Bro, I could not do this at all. That would.
That right there, puking inside your helmet.
Don't take it off, bro. What are you doing, Cuba? Remember Wu-Tang, bro.
Immediately isolate them. Immediately got to go isolate them.
It's not airborne.
Oh, it's only in the water, huh?
I'll totally trust this random man I just met.
Yeah.
Well, he's still alive. I would trust him.
Yeah.
He's walking.
He's not walking around in a big ass suit. Yeah. Well, that's one. Okay. Since we got on that topic and what we're even doing this for, watching this movie for, is like I definitely want to try to use this time the best we can to dispel some things that this movie gets wrong, and then
although
maybe
we're
also
not experts, but
but also touch on things that it gets right. One thing I like about this movie, if you see it in the light of accuracy or things you should learn from it, are all these movies call attention to little things like the air vents and sharing the air when how things move from one to the other. They actually are. It's good to be aware of.
Yeah,
like they always touch on don't touch your face, and that's the one thing they probably got right in this movie.
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, their safety protocols and stuff that is accurate, but the disease that they're fighting in this movie is made up, so they take liberties with it.
Honestly, this movie has more in common with zombie movies than it does with like health movies, because the whole time they're trying to find the host, right? Like the patient zero, which is the monkey, which is the capuchin. Just like with zombie movies or vampire movies that are obviously very fictionalized, and they don't really do that in real epidemics and pandemics. They don't really care who patient zero is, because once it gets out, everyone's a carrier and a host. You know what I mean? So
it doesn't really
matter.
so they can build vaccines.
That's the dumbest shit about this movie.
That's
is
what's
like
good,
trying to track down that stupid.
When
monkey.
people start getting over things, that's when they can start working on cures, because they can take the antibodies from those people that got well, which is already starting to happen with COVID. You know.
Well, the other big thing about this movie, not to give anything away, is there's like a big like cover up part of it.
Yeah,
it's like a huge part of the plot. So. Don't take everything with this for a grain of salt.
This kind of movie, I don't think would get made nowadays, because the military in this movie is basically the bad guy.
Yeah, it's
and the government.
This is a
pre
9/11 movie.
Well,
they would not allow them to be portrayed that way now. They'd have to be completely the heroes. But in this one, they kind of.
If they casted Kevin Spacey again, they might let him get bad guy.
He'd be the bad guy.
Well, they had a scene in Contagion where like the CIA or somebody approached the CDC head guy, and they were like, "We believe this could be a coordinated attack by one of our nation's enemies," or something like that. And it's the guy
chemical warfare.
It's just a little scene. And it's just the guy sitting there like, "Y'all are fucking stupid. No, it's a virus." Like,
that's
don't be ridiculous.
That reminds me, like the military guy in Mars Attacks. You just recently watched it again.
Right, yeah.
Like, we gotta bomb him. We gotta bomb him now.
We gotta nuke him.
He's like, nuke him and nuke him now. Like, there's always that one guy in the military movies like, well, should we just kill it and avoid the spread of the disease? And there's always the one guy, bomb him right now.
There'll be a 4-star general that would be like, I want you to round up every bottle of Corona, and we're gonna incinerate them.
We're gonna incinerate them all.
You got like Fifth Element. You got
I can't remember what that actor's name was, but he did it perfectly in Mars Attacks.
They always like
Mr. President, we gotta nuke him now.
They embody like hubris. You know what I mean? They're like
I mean even
hubris
like,
of authority.
Even like
they
Rick
just got
and Morty
gun
reference.
He just wants to shoot his tanks. You know.
They shoot all the nukes at the big faces in Rick and Morty, and it just goes.
Yeah.
Not cool.
But that's like when they nuke them, the Martians, and they just. It's like helium.
But in Mars Attacks' case, though, the guy was correct.
He was actually
correct.
Well, no, when they nuke him, nothing happens. Remember, they suck it in their little thing, and
they still
laugh
should have
about
done
it.
it. He was the one that was like from the beginning, you can't trust him. You can't
And they
trust
kept
his
going,
virus
no,
either.
it's a misunderstanding.
Who? It's funny how many disaster movies Morgan Freeman's in. Jesus, how many? He's in Deep Impact, and he's in this, and he's in Day After Tomorrow.
I mean, he's been the president in like 3 different movies where they kidnapped the president, basically.
Yeah, those Olympus movies.
He's in like at least 2 of them, right?
He's in all 3 of them.
So what you're saying is we need to elect Morgan Freeman in 2020. He can get shit done.
Well, yeah, I thought we were gonna rally for Tom Hanks, but he got the virus.
He got the corona.
Actually, I heard they've been released from quarantine. Him and Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, they're safe.
Man, they're rich.
People started freaking out. They're like, not Tom Hanks. I was like, are you kidding me?
They have access to the best healthcare that exists.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is gonna be just fine.
Idris Elba too. He's gonna be fine.
Like George W. just walks in and is like, "Hey man, I just teleported over here with my serum. You didn't know about the serum? Yeah, Elon came up with it. It's all good. Here you go.
Yeah.
Bam, you're done, buddy. You're gonna live another 30 years."
What's Elon Musk think about all this? He's probably building a rocket to Mars right now.
Like there are no viruses on
dude. I was telling
release the bats.
I was telling Tim, and it's like the one thing about this thing that's kind of the only thing that's made me kind of think about it differently is
lots of napalm, buddy.
Seeing Trump's demeanor. His demeanor has like flipped a switch in the last 2 weeks, and it's just like
he looks scared. He's taking it seriously, at least.
That's because people in his cabinet are like, "Look, man, like, come on, dude, you got to take this shit seriously."
Yeah.
Actually, probably somebody at Fox was like, we're running the story tomorrow, and just so you know, this is what the story's going to be.
Well, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's election year, and they're over-exaggerating it to get people on board with his xenophobia.
Bro, I've heard people say that
people
the
will be like,
Democrats
yeah, build that fucking wall now, stop, because they keep referring it to as a China virus or a foreign virus.
Right.
Like it's like people are like
same thing as Spanish influenza.
Conspiracy theorists are like, oh, they're trying to do all this up to be like so that everybody will vote for him again and be like, yeah, man, fuck foreigners. Let's not let anybody into this country. They brought that virus. It's like people are saying they're trying to push an agenda, which, take that for what you will.
I've also heard the other side, or the same side, I guess, where conspiracy theorists are like, this virus was engineered by the Democrats. I've literally heard that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's come
Come
on, guys,
like
come on.
really?
I don't know which one of y'all's grandparents are out there saying this, but you got to talk to them. Like, you got to talk to them. I know you don't want to interact on Facebook with them because it seems like a lost cause, but
Keep your grandpa off Facebook.
If they're the only ones saying this stuff and everyone's like, come on, but don't attack them. Like, don't tell them they're stupid. Just use logic and be like, why would that make any sense? Because
that's my only thing. It's just right now I'm not afraid of the virus. I'm afraid of the misinformation and how people panic.
I'm afraid of not being able to buy toilet paper, dog.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of all the panic buying and the effect it's having on our economy.
I haven't said on the podcast. Just get a bidet, man.
Yeah,
just
I want a bidet real bad.
You still need paper to wipe after the bidet, though, right? It's just far less.
No, it sprays everything off, and then you just kind of dab dry.
But take a shit and get in the shower.
I mean, you can use a towel.
Poop and shower. Poop and shower.
The towel will be good for a little while, maybe a day or two.
Are you gonna go self-quarantine, Tim?
I'm gonna go spray myself down.
Here, take the Lysol.
Sam, the dogs are probably a case for the Supreme Court.
So what's Kevin Spacey's role in this? I'm not sure.
He's like he's a smart guy.
Low. Oh, he's
the guy that
Is he like a strategist? He's not a virologist.
No, he's just like a genius, basically.
Okay.
He's smarmy, like he makes a lot of wisecracks. But he's like a genius, but he knows he's really smart, so he's a dick.
See, because
Dustin
Hoffman is honestly, he's obviously a doctor, like a naval doctor.
Yes, he was part of the military. Born leader.
I managed to remain friends with the two of you. Because I don't have conversations.
It's weird to see Kevin Spacey blonde.
He's looked kind of weird like that in other movies. What are the other movies he was in like that? It's not like you have The Usual Suspects. He played a guy with like a limp, and what else have I seen him like that in?
Well, what the hell? What's he doing? Oh, he got a little tiny rip in his suit. They got a duct. I don't know if that's perfect measures for containment. Just duct tape.
I mean,
I feel like 3M is a sponsor of this movie.
I mean, dude, it's probably, if it's in there, it's surgical duct tape. I'm sure they're fine. Do you think? Do we still have actors that are typecast the same way that people like Dustin Hoffman and
Absolutely.
Morgan Freeman?
Absolutely.
So we got Dustin Hoffman always plays Dustin Hoffman in every movie.
Absolutely.
One drop and you'll feel so different.
The Rock.
Your lover will melt in your
S tier action hero.
Well, then you got your Channing Tatums and stuff like that.
No, think about it. The Rock is so typecasted. He's literally never once ever played a bad guy.
Sure, but I'm talking about, like, yes, he's obviously typecasted. He's an action dude. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about people like Dustin Hoffman wouldn't normally be put in the list of people who are typecast. But that's because
he kind of is, yeah.
He doesn't play the same character or role, but he does it the exact same.
Tom Cruise is he's the same generation, I guess. He's always Tom Cruise, though. He just does a really damn good Tom Cruise.
I mean, it's like Christopher Walken's the same kind of thing. He's always Christopher Walken in his movies.
Even Morgan Freeman in this movie. Morgan Freeman is pretty much always Morgan Freeman.
Wise older guy. Usually the president or God.
The only person that actually is kind of a character actor in this movie is Kevin Spacey, because he's crazy. Character actors are crazy as hell.
I mean, Gary Oldman. You got Daniel Day-Lewis.
Philip Seymour Hoffman before he died.
Seymour Hoffman, yeah.
Even like Brad Pitt rides the line. Like, character actors are crazy, dude. Because you have to think about the mental acrobatics you have to do to drop who you are as a person and become another person. Like, just to do that, you have to be insane.
I mean, well,
Joaquin Phoenix,
Leo DiCaprio is probably among the best of them.
So he's crazy.
He's played a ton of different characters, but he kind of plays the same kind of line.
And then look at
of
all the
character.
characters we were saying. Look at all the actors who we were talking about who kind of, for lack of a better word, typecasted. They seem to be the most stable people.
Yeah, they're killing it. I mean, Morgan Freeman's been in our lives for. I mean, when did he come onto the scene? Like, what was his big?
Driving Miss Daisy.
Lean on Me, Driving Miss Davy.
He was already
Driving
he was
Miss
already
Daisy is
he was
such a
already an
good
older
movie.
man when he busted into acting.
Damn,
Yeah, he did.
Uh,
Lean on Me and Driving Miss Daisy were in the late '80s. Mm-hmm. And then
Like Sam Jackson, he was
Shawshank
already an
Redemption.
older man.
Oh
too,
yeah.
When he got on.
He was in Goodfellas. He was
I
like,
mean, he got an Oscar nom in
he was like
'87.
18 or something. He was super young in Goodfellas.
He got an Oscar nom 2 years before Miss Daisy. Damn.
Lean on Me, or he was in Glory too. When
It
he
was
Glory?
Street Smart.
I think Morgan Freeman was in Glory.
Oh, $1 Million Baby. I forgot about that. That's a fucking crazy movie.
Oh, there he is.
There's old Donald
Is that
Sutherland,
Sutherland.
which is really funny because
name's
he was the
Billy.
main protagonist in the '70s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah, he was.
When
Yeah,
he was a lot younger man, and that's kind of like
Who's
that's
Sutherland?
that ultimate
Donald
kind of
Sutherland.
contagion movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like a virus. You know, you don't know who's got it. We were talking about the Mist and the Thing earlier. There's a line in the Thing.
well, that's the big worry.
yeah,
in
that
the
line in
Mist.
the Thing that Fuchs says. He goes, I think he's like, I've been doing some research, and I think we should all prepare our own meals, and
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah,
suggest
yeah.
we only eat out of cans.
Mm.
Because that was basically the HIV virus, you know,
Hey,
was what the thing was. That's
Jordan just asked a good question. How are you hanging in with all your phobias right now?
well,
You're
these
prepared.
these gloves are helping. Yeah, I was prepared. Yeah, everybody made fun of me for being a germaphobe and OCD, and look who's laughing now.
You were just prepping your whole life.
Just prepping, man.
That
But it is scary, the thought of just something in the air. That's always.
horrifying.
And this movie, I was thinking about it. This movie is probably the movie that started that in me back then. Of just like,
'Cause you watched it when you were a kid.
yeah. I mean, I was this is 95, so I was 12, 13. So the idea of like, that's how we're gonna die one day. It's just something that's floating in the air is gonna kill us. So it's not gonna be nukes. It's gonna be something like this.
Perhaps.
Well, I mean, you'll be.
Or
If you
this
live
movie,
a very
that
long
movie
time,
put the
maybe.
idea in my head that it was a strong possibility.
There's a reason why biological warfare is outlawed by the. It's too effective.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
was
I'm
almost
hanging in there.
uncontainable.
Cheers.
I would say we'll do a time check. We're at coming up on 29:45 seconds. 29 minutes. 45
so we're at the end of the
seconds.
first quarter.
Y'all hit us in the comments too about something we say that y'all are just like, that was irresponsible for y'all to, to even suggest that.
I'd also like to
Or
ask
whatever.
you guys
Did
too-
y'all like this movie? Do you remember
Yeah.
this movie? What's your favorite contagious
That's
virus
That's exactly what I
film?
was going to ask.
Yeah, because we're gonna keep doing this. I
Yeah,
think.
we got
Yeah.
a couple more in the works.
Depending on
What do
how
y'all-
long we are like this in society, and you know, we might even go into lockdown, you guys. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a lot of time. I want to see what your guys' picks are for this series, and I want like unconventional stuff. Like I want to do Ultraviolet with, it's like the vampire disease.
Really, really
you know what I
bad
mean? And
movie.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mila Jovovich.
You know, there's 20 Days Later. Everything.
28 Days
yeah.
Later is one. Yeah,
Anything
for
that's
sure.
like a biological thing, you guys, like anything that's like anxiety driven, you let us know in the comments, like what do you think we would do.
or something that's not even necessarily a virus, but that could be, you know,
Oh, does that mean
interpreted.
we can do like one of the Planet of the Apes remakes? That would be fun.
It wasn't really a virus, though, was it?
Well, the
No,
first movie.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what made
That's what kills off most of the human population.
What made
That's
the
right.
monkeys smart made the humans kill
That's
the
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
It was like a
Totally
flu.
right.
That's
yeah.
what knocked most of the humans
Totally right.
out.
I'd rather do one of the original.
I don't know, dude. I don't know about y'all, but the remakes are some of the best.
Oh, look, it is
They're really
Big Dreamy. Look at him.
That's him right there.
our
Holy
introduction.
shit.
Look how young he is. Jesus.
God, he'd already done Can't Buy Me Love.
He's almost a bigger asshole than Sutherland in this movie, as far as their
Well,
characters.
he's like
No, Sam.
he's like the guy in the zombie movie that gets bit and doesn't tell the rest of the group that he got bit by a zombie.
Well, granted, he doesn't know, but
He's a
as
spreader.
fucked up as he was, he shouldn't have. You know,
Yeah,
you'll see.
he's just a punk kid. He didn't.
I'm gonna
know
go
better.
self quarantine.
He didn't know no
Where are your
better.
gloves at, Zach?
Where's the evidence?
Oh, I left the Lysol in there in the kitchen.
Oh, you got a feeling. Okay, you know what?
Well, that's an old pair, bro. Look,
Bro,
you have to throw that in the proper disposal.
get those out of my face.
You know, this is
throw them in the trash.
Burn it with
And
fire.
then have these new ones.
Nuke them.
And make sure you don't touch doorknobs.
You're scaring him. I Lysoled all the doorknobs and everything.
Thank you, Tim. See,
This,
Tim's
this,
on it.
this space is clean for sure.
I'm so glad to have you on our team.
Well, when I got here, Zach was in here, and he, as I came in, like I opened the door, and I started spraying the doorknobs and everything. He just sat there and laughed at me. I sprayed the table down. Oh, Jordan, that's a good one too. Jordan said Bird Box was kind of like a you could say is kind of an epidemic movie.
Is it the one with the
Sandra Bullock?
creatures?
Sandra Bullock, the Netflix original movie.
Yeah.
The creatures that you never really see. Oh, the monkey spit in his eye.
Bro, that's how you get that's the liquid.
Yeah.
And so
the monkey spit in his eye, and then he wiped it down his face and into his mouth too.
when they were in the original site for this, the village in Africa, right? The doctor who was on site, the native doctor said it's not airborne. And because this is a facsimile of Ebola is only spread through bodily fluids. That's how it's spread.
Yeah.
And the monkey just spit all up in his open face orifices, dog.
Yeah. But then, like you were saying,
look at
and then the pet shop guy gets
Dude,
scratched.
it's giving me anxiety just watching it. Like,
Yeah.
everyone is treating this monkey so haphazardly.
And it's just like immediately you're like, okay, those guys are dead.
Yeah, they're patient zeros.
They are dead. But yeah, that's when the
Oh man,
because it mutates when it eventually does go airborne, and it's fucking McDreamy.
well, that's what happens to viruses too. Is they go like unnoticed, or they don't like not unnoticed, but they go where
No symptoms.
we don't need to pay attention to them, right? As a virus, the thing that makes COVID-19 so dangerous is its like spreadability rate. You know what I'm talking about? Like its transmission rate, I think. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so dangerous. It's not its fatality rate, which is comparable to any influenza that's out there. It's that it's much more easily spread than all the other ones.
Yeah.
So if you get a lot more people infected, obviously there's going to be higher casualties. It's not COVID-19 and Corona are not world-ending things like this one is. Like this Matoba virus, everyone that gets it dies, 100%, and it's in no way like what we're facing right now.
This is exaggerated to hell.
The three of us, we're in our 30s, we're healthy. If we get Corona, we'll be fine. It's just that it's so easily transferable. You need to stay by yourself and not spread it. You know what I mean? Because before you know it, you'll have an entire country like Italy infected. And if the entire country's infected, then all the old people and young people are going to die.
Yep.
So, and that's going to end up being like 3% of the population. That's really sad.
Yep. Oh, he's showing signs.
Oh, he's sick.
And he's on an airplane.
Hey,
Oh, zoom in on the cookie. Oh no, this
get
little
out of there, kid.
Oh no,
That little kid's fiending for sugar too. Did you see him?
Yeah, he just
Did you see that little kid fiend for sugar?
he's
He's
like, man, I'm gonna steal some shit.
parents, keep the sugar away from
Yeah,
your kids.
the little
It's
kid,
addictive.
the little kid whose parents aren't watching him in the cowboy suit is like the worst kid on the plane.
You can have it, Sheriff.
Come on, bro.
Oh man, you know those little kids gonna die.
Thanks, mom. Thanks, mom. You know something.
That right there that gave me a
Ooh.
little anxiety.
Trouble with the law.
That mom knows a little something. Look at her.
Like, go fucking put your kid in his seat.
Which she wasn't even thinking he was sick. She was thinking he was having withdrawals from heroin.
He's just a weirdo. Yeah.
He just looks like he's having some
Yeah.
DTs.
Yeah, because there are.
They put mascara on him and shit, so I automatically go to like he looks like he's on withdrawals.
They did the same thing to him that they do for heroin withdrawals and making people look sick. They spritz him with water and make him look really pale.
Oh, come on, bro! Don't
just hardcore make out with her right there. Yeah, don't tell her that you're sick
dude.
as fuck.
She's like, baby, you don't look too good. You look sick. And then,
Jimbo,
So gross.
Jimbo, what is it? And don't they like still go to the movies?
I have no idea. See,
That's
you just
one
look
thing.
strung
There's a
out.
scene. There's a scene in this where it shows somebody cough in the theater, and you see the
particles flying around.
That scene fucking got me as
and
as
that's
a younger person. I'm
that's
like, that's
a-
what scares
That's
me.
a process that, even though it's dramatized by how they did it, that still a lot of people don't understand, because there were a lot of people in the comments a week ago posting like, you know, they don't care or any of this stuff. It's like, what does it matter? Like I don't want to. I have freedom. I need to go and get my liquor and go drink at the bar. All that shit, whatever. But the understanding of like how long you can carry this thing without like being sick like that. You don't have to be sick like that to have it.
Right, yeah.
But
Oh,
everybody needs to
shit.
know of like, you know,
Oh, dude, this shit just sprayed right with this fucking...
that was on
Did his
that guy.
body explode? What
he
what
just
just
got
happened?
the blood sample like
Hit,
this.
hit him spinning.
shit.
It was spinning and he wasn't paying attention. He reached in and it shattered and sprayed all over his face. So that's another thing in this movie. There's a lot of inept motherfuckers in this
Oh, yeah,
film.
absolutely,
That
yeah.
really, because this guy is inside the CDC and just got infected.
Yeah, but to be
Because he was
honest-
like listening to the baseball game, which is stupid. Like,
I'm a
fucking
top-notch
San
scientist.
Francisco.
I don't think that was CDC. That was I guess the blood he took out of that guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I think they're, or maybe that was just like a regular doctor. Yeah, but still, something like that in a hospital. That's like one thing. We're wearing gloves. I can say one piece of advice. A lot of the stuff I've heard online, people like walking and you see go to the grocery store. These people have like surgical masks on or stuff. Or these kids are wearing these little masks they got from cosplay conventions because they look cool and they can't wait to wear them. Some of the experts that I've heard say that those, especially like the surgical masks, don't do shit.
No, they don't do anything.
They said it's more. They would rather you have
hold
these
it.
gloves on.
The gloves are way better.
Yeah, the gloves because one with you have
The
these,
mask hold it in. They don't keep anything out.
Well, yeah, and plus you can get this shit through. If you walk past a cloud, if somebody just coughed that shit, like the scene in this, if somebody just coughed that has it, that stuff lingers in the air for several minutes. They say, and if you walk through that cloud of germs floating in the air. They said one of the main things is people touching their eyes, not their mouths.
Right.
Because it gets into you just as soon. So, like, that's why they say gloves are important because you're less likely to touch your face with these gloves on. You remember, and it's the whole people just rubbing their eyes. That Zach's reaching for more gloves.
That totally makes sense. I didn't think about it like that.
They're the certain kind of masks. They're the kind that I remember during Harvey, they were like, if you're dealing with black mold and stuff, cleaning out houses. You can't, not even just the regular mask.
It's a respirator.
Yeah, they have
a
the little thing on them.
respirator,
There's a code that
respirator.
Certain ones are only equipped to handle this, and
N95.
you can't find any of those. Yeah, there's like a number.
And it doesn't work if you have facial hair.
Yeah,
like
it has to be very close enough.
Unless you have
I've got like the
Vaseline on
hardcore Bane fucking shit on the side.
For like if you're
like
working with if
biohazard.
you're working with like drywall and shit.
Yeah, when I was redoing my parents' house
it
after
keeps you from
Harvey,
getting fibrosis.
making sure I wasn't breathing in mold.
But no, I mean that thing you said about if you have gloves on, you're less likely to.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what I needed to hear because I've been figuring out how to not touch my damn face.
Yeah.
Like you do it so often.
A lot of the experts say it's the gloves are more effective than those masks.
Oh, they really are.
It's
Unless
like
you
spraying bitter stuff on things you don't want your dog to chew on. You know? Like
Yeah, exactly. When I was a little kid, I had a problem sucking my thumb, and my mom, I don't know where she learned it, must have been an old wives' tale. They put Tabasco on my thumb.
Yeah.
And let the Tabasco dry my thumb
I don't
before I
know,
go
man.
to bed.
I know
So
me, I
while
would've been like,
I'm asleep,
Yeah, that would've
while I'm
made-
asleep,
yeah.
if I pop my thumb in my mouth, that was her way to stop it.
That would have made me start sucking on my thumb.
That's why I like spicy food now because
guess so,
it
yeah, I don't know.
didn't help.
Honestly, that's probably
But
why we're
if you
in
try
such
that,
good
parents
health.
with your kids, they're sucking your thumbs. Put Tabasco on it; they'll stop.
We're just smack them real hard.
I'm going to do a time marker update. We are at.
I don't have kids, everyone. I'm just
Just
wanna let everybody
slap
know.
your kid.
We are approaching 30 seconds. 40 minutes, 30 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2.
somewhat coming
One.
up on the halfway point of the film.
We're keeping the volume low because I've noticed that if you watch along, if we keep the volume too high,
Yeah,
it kind of gets weird. But
out of
it
sync.
works pretty well with it almost
Yeah.
off. You know.
And we're giving our listeners, our viewers, I should say, an opportunity to watch along with us. So
And
if
you
you're
can toggle-
if you're bothered
you can,
that you can't hear it,
you
just
can toggle either volume if you want to turn us down and
Yeah.
the movie up,
Do
or
like
if you
a
want to turn the
mix.
movie down.
jump
and
on
us
jump
up.
on that net.
Whatever you want to do. It's your world.
We
We're
keep
just
doing the
living in it.
timestamp if you do want to watch along with us, that you'll know when to try and jump in.
So one thing I'm confused about at this point in the movie is whenever you read the synopsis, Tim, it kind of alluded to the fact that this is all contained in this small little place, right? And then, but
But he was just on that airplane.
McDreamy was on an airplane,
Yeah.
and he kissed his girlfriend in the
Oh,
theater.
here's the part. Yeah, there. This is
And
the
it feels
cough.
like it should be in a much bigger place.
This is what.
Well, that
Right.
was the scientist that had his.
This is the guy that
dude's-
got the blood shit on
the
his
dude.
face.
The dude on the plane's blood.
so it's just now like it's evolved.
Yeah,
and it's-
McDreamy is like
it's
locked up
airborne.
in a tent.
Yeah, this is the evolution exposition moment coming up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably what started my whole phobia. Because look, he just walks
And look,
through
he's
there.
just like coughing on everybody in the crowd.
He just walks like bumping into him.
Isn't this a doctor?
Yeah.
No, he's a scientist.
Okay,
he
Lab-
deals with
lab-
infectious
lab
diseases.
That's a
technician.
fucking doctor.
No, he was
Yeah.
just dealing with blood work. He didn't know,
Well, he would have had taken like all the rudimentary courses for lab
It's like
work.
the big theme of this movie is is incompetence and
there's a
and
lot of incompetence.
and I guess evil.
Yeah, because I was going to say overreacting, but no.
Well, I'm talking about Sutherland and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
all corrupt and or like
What's,
like
or maybe
war
they're just
crimes
like the
and-
guys
What's the
that
minute
like
we're at
40 something.
Well, anybody you're texting, they're at a delay, so that's why I set it over because you can just wait for it. And
But Donald Sutherland's not really evil.
we're at 42 and 5, 4, 42, 42.
I don't think
One.
Donald Sutherland's character is really evil. I think he's just
Oh, he's evil.
no, but because he has nothing to gain from this. It's not like
neglectful,
it's not like he's
that's-
getting off on like getting to kill these people. Because it's not like he's going to be rich or famous for doing it.
No,
he's
no.
going to be labeled the bad guy.
No,
So
he's
I-
totally
he's
evil
just-
because he's trying to save his skin.
Well, no, because he's in no danger of getting infected.
No,
he's just because he was one of the guys at the beginning in 1967. So he's one of the like him and Morgan Freeman are basically the only two guys in this movie that have
had
seen this
previous
disease
knowledge,
before. They've seen it before, and they firebombed that village thinking that would be the end of it, and it didn't work. So his whole
No, but
thing
he's protecting his career. That's evil.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I guess he wants to blow up the town to cover up the fact that he didn't contain it the first
and
time
that he
around.
blew it up the first. Well, not even that he didn't contain it, but that they blew it up. And I think there's also
he'll
like
look bad.
There's like a byline of like almost intent, like maybe they were testing it, but
Well,
they're
then
all,
there's
they're
also-
all
he's
like
also-
upper level guys, and he's just like
He's also
you
just
know.
like the old military guy that's like, I ain't taking no chances. I don't care about any innocent lives lost.
I don't think
we gotta,
that's it.
It's one of those, we got to do this. The lives of the many outweigh the lives of the few kind of situation.
kind of, but I think I'm pretty sure it's mostly just him being like, I need to save our necks because we'll be hung for this.
because I think he does say that to Morgan Freeman at one point.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, you're on the line for this too. We're both in trouble if we don't get this under control.
It's our ass. I don't care about those people. Wipe it out. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
kill him. Yeah.
He's not worried about the people to contain the virus. He's worried about the people to save his ass.
It's about you being a doctor.
But then they have to have the whole, like, of course, Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman are old buddies, so he can kind of reason with them because how far do we go back? Well, I'm a military man now. That,
I'm your boss. I have my boss. Is that clear?
He's like, yeah, well, you got to get your boss on the phone. Yeah, it's the whole
Tell him to put me on a plane before the
Morgan Freeman believes Dustin Hoffman, but he's not going to go against what
His company man.
Donald
Yeah,
Sutherland
yeah,
tells him to do.
because I don't know who I'm talking to anymore, Billy. Am I talking to you, Sam?
No, he's like he's torn.
Yeah,
You know, he was just
he's like,
following orders.
I'm just following orders. Yeah.
But he's had a great career. Sutherland took care of him.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. He said, if you keep this quiet, I'll take care of you. You'll rise the ranks.
But Billy's a good boy. You know,
They're just falling apart, man.
Well, they're thin.
he's-
I picked the thin ones on
It's
purpose.
disease.
He's
It's
having-
eating through them.
he's being torn back and forth. Dustin Hoffman,
Yeah,
Donald Sutherland.
but he at least has a
Who
guilty
actually
conscience.
they actually look like cousins. Actually.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's got a guilty conscience, and I will say, Dustin Hoffman sold this movie. He's really, really fucking good in this
He's
movie.
good in everything. God dang it.
Yeah, he kills it in this film.
It's a really good made-for-TV movie.
And this is the classic.
I like
No,
this scene.
man.
Fake it till you make it.
The fake the young guy out because he's too scared to.
He's like, do you see me? Do you see how many stripes are on my lapel?
Yeah.
Bro, I outrank you by several measures.
Yeah,
Like,
get him on
come
the phone. Your orders have changed. Yeah, blah blah blah. Get me on that plane.
mean my stripes, sir.
Gonna mean your ass if you don't put your finger on the phone.
You got the phone?
Finger on the phone. Finger it. Finger it. Dustin Hoffman just told a guy to finger a phone.
We're in a serious situation, young man. You better finger that phone right now.
Sir, there's voice commands.
Dude,
I need to watch The Graduate.
Look, I gotta tell you, talking about fingering stuff,
Smell the glove.
no one
It
out
smells
there,
safe, Chad.
no one out there is like being responsible with their fingers because, well, I should go ahead and tell everybody, Tim, you and I were put on hold at Thirsties. Our jobs are shut down, right?
Oh, we got a donation. I did put a link up, and we got a donation from.
Oh, we did.
We got a $20 donation from Chance Henson.
Oh my gosh! Thank you,
Cheers.
Chance.
I
Cheers
forgot
to you,
about
sir.
that. I wanted
He
to
was
call
the
it out.
first guy that signed into this viewer.
We do have We do have a PayPal link. Chance said he couldn't get to it, but it looks like it's working on my end. It's paypal.me. But if you want to donate, you can just donate to, our Venmo, I guess. If you know, I put mine up.
Yeah.
Look through the comments, and I will distribute it to these guys because they're out of work.
Yeah.
And this will just go, I guess, toward the studio or toward whatever. You know, we didn't do this intending to do that.
It's going to go towards
it's an option.
toilet paper. Okay, that's what it's going towards. Gloves,
TP.
toilet paper, Lysol.
If we can get our
because
hands
this is
on
a
it.
shared creative space. And we want to keep it clean and everybody's safe.
And for anybody worrying about us, we're going to be fine. We're taking this opportunity to do a real hard, deep, clean scrubbing on the Thirsties bar,
yeah.
and
We're going to be good.
already thinking about grand reopening ideas. So we'll be back and kicking soon.
So I wasn't even going into the saying feel sorry for us. I was just saying that Tim, you and I, it's paused at the moment at Thirsties. We're not working there, right? Because all bars are closed. But I do have, I'm that dude that's got 4 jobs, right? But right now I only have one, and it's the cafe, and it's to go only. You'd be so surprised how many people come in with such disregard for hygiene. And I brought this up because we were talking about fingering it. All these people all day just finger fuck everything on the counter, and it makes me so.
Well, they just pick things up and.
Nah, dude. A lady paid for her.
Yeah, go look at the produce section at HEB and watch how people manhandle all the
I'm gonna show you exactly what
vegetables.
happened. So, a lady came in and she was very defiant, right? And she was super proud of not being afraid, and she was like, "I want my stuff to go, even though I want my stuff for here, even though everything we have to do is to go." So I made it to go. And she was sitting there, and she was looking at stuff, and she was digging in her teeth, bro. Digging in her teeth with her fingernails.
With her bare fingernail?
No, she had her card in one hand, just like this, and this finger was exploring in her mouth.
Oh my God.
Digging in her finger. She's like, yeah, I'm going to have all that for here. And then when she handed me the card, that disgusting finger went right here and was like, here you go. And I was like,
what'd you do? You had gloves on.
I bet you wish you had your gloves on.
I didn't have
then.
a glove on. I put a glove on. I shamed her.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there was gloves right beside there, and I put gloves on, and I grabbed it, and then I scanned it, and then I threw the gloves away.
I mean, I almost yelled at a kid when we were at that eating establishment earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah.
We went in there, and I went in to take a piss, and it was whenever all this stuff was starting, at the beginning of this week, and there was he was probably 11, 12, and I walked in, and he went in, and he did his thing, and then he was he just walked right out. I went in there just to wash my hands.
Wash your hands, kid.
And he just walked right out, grabbed the handle, whole hand grabbed it, yanked it open, and I almost yelled at him right when he was leaving.
You're the reason.
But I didn't, and I should have.
Well, it's fucking little kids are just
I wouldn't even
little
care if his
human
parents,
incubators anyway.
I wouldn't even care if his parents had yelled at me or anything. But
if you could get away with that any time, it would be right now.
We got to start shaming. Yeah, exactly. We got to start shaming these people.
We got to start
and it's on the
societally
parents,
shaming everybody.
All these fuckers in spring break going, man, it sucks the bars are closed. We're just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
All these douchebag kids, man, yeah, it sucks the bars are
I don't
closed.
care if I get it.
We're trying, if I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
Sucks the bars are closed. We're just trying to make a good thing. And I'm like, you fucking...
Bro, this must be kind of
That's where you go drop the bombs.
This must be a fun time.
Those fuckers.
we
Man, spring break's ruined. This sucks.
You heard it here first.
How am I going to spread my fucking herpes?
Carpet bomb the beaches of Florida. You heard it here.
Try to fucking date rape some girls.
No, we need them.
Tim, you must be having fun right now because you could shame kids about their hygiene and get away with it.
Should always get away with it.
We were just as bad. We need them.
We need
Sad to say.
Yeah.
We
so
wise
they've already
enough,
they instated martial law overnight in this town.
Yeah. Which you could do if the virus.
They all
was
got it
serious.
at a movie theater, which means there's already 30 cases in this town or some shit. Where all those people in that movie theater are
they knew that it was there, but then it had this big spike. So now they're we got a new lead.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's the guy.
I want one of those suits.
I was just about to say. I remember when I
watched
watched this movie thinking that the suits were really cool. I don't know, that sounds stupid, but I like the suits.
This is how you got
and
your
the
start,
suits that
Tim.
they use today are not far different than
This is
back
how
then.
you got your start to where you are now. You thought those suits were cool when you were a kid.
Yeah, I was like, man, I want one of those masks.
You watched this and you immediately thought, I need to buy some stock in Lysol.
Yeah. and I wish I would have bought more. But those suits have not evolved much. I mean, if you look at what they wear nowadays, it's pretty much the same thing.
No, they do the job. They might have like some LED headlights on the side or something.
Yeah.
You know,
better filtration systems, but
it's the same stuff.
Of course, it's funny when we talk about ineptitude in this film and like roll your eyes moments of like, oh my God, that really happened. Like there's one scene where somebody gets affected. Their suit gets torn like on the corner of a table or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's something like real stupid. Like he turns and walks and it just tears right open. It's like, I feel like those suits...
I feel like they're a little more slippery than that. You know?
They don't just...
They should be a little more resilient than...
My car keys shouldn't be able to cut through the fucking hazmat suits.
That's where all the toilet paper's gone. People are making hazmat suits out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
I get it. That's why it's so easy to tear.
Everybody's going to be mummies
They all watch
for Halloween.
this movie and they're like, you know what? I can just make a hazmat suit out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can do that. Buy all of it.
Use the empty paper towel rolls for the breathing tube. And just put some toilet paper on the end of it. That's your filtration system right there.
It's going to trap all the virus.
Fucking man, you used to need toilet paper, rubber bands.
It's going to trap it all.
Maybe some duct tape on your shoes.
Viruses don't look like that at all. That looks like a worm. That ain't no virus. Come on. That's a prion or something. That's not...
I don't know. I've seen pictures.
I thought viruses looked like little diamond-shaped things with legs and stuff. I thought they were just like protein.
You might have to look it up.
It's got like a head with... Yeah.
With a bunch of like...
I think it's like just a crystalline-shaped protein thing that... Because it's so small that it penetrates your cells.
But what's the difference between viruses and
He's a medical worker. Now, Dr. Maselli tells
this isn't this is still a virus.
Yeah.
But that's just like a strain.
The differences between viruses and other quote-unquote germs, right, is like other germs are usually bacteria, which is a cellular form of life.
Right, yeah.
Which
you
is,
can see
and, it's kind of actually in Kingdom Animalia, we have a lot more in common with bacteria than we do with germs.
We have more bacteria on us than we have cells.
Yeah. But what a virus does is a virus is actually... They're not even technically alive. Viruses aren't. They're kind of like organic machines. They're not cells. They're like...
And they're not...
I'm not an expert, but I feel like they're just like a...
Well, it's like
straight up protein that just
Agent
does a certain
Smith
job.
said in The Matrix that humans are like viruses. We move from one area to another until we've...
Steal everything.
We've taken we've absorbed all the natural resources, and then we move on to the next area. See, I don't know why even the military guy was like trying to stop that Humvee.
You don't know, man. There might be a capuchin monkey in there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you been checked out for monkeys?
You got a case of the monkeys on you, bro?
You got a whole barrel of monkeys.
This is a Beach Boy facility. It's not a monkey's facility. Yeah, that was a bad joke.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you talking about? It's going airborne.
It's gone airborne, man. It happened in the theater.
That's the only way they could have all gotten infected so
Okay,
fast.
so like touching on that, like yes, virus mutation isn't always like a bad thing. Like the virus that we're dealing with right now has actually already mutated because it had to mutate to get from animal to human.
To species,
but there's a step from animal to human, and then there's a step from human to human.
Right.
So it stays in that host. It doesn't know how to get out of the human to another human until a certain point. But the thing is that it's already mutated in here, like getting to this point between then. But the good thing about it is, like, just as much as it has a chance of being harder to deal with, it can mutate in a way that it handicaps itself.
That's true. Yeah.
And makes it easier for us to get a hold of it. And that's what usually ends up happening because technology is so much better than it used to.
Yeah. Or like you're saying, if it spreads so quickly, it runs out of hosts and almost contains itself.
Yeah, it contains itself. Yeah. If it further evolves so far that it does such a good job, then it's gonna screw itself up. That's why they're different than bacteria. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing.
Not at all.
No, not even. And I think that's what makes people have the most anxiety about viruses compared to bacteria is that there's no remedy for viruses. The only thing we have to protect us against viruses is inoculations, right? I'm pretty sure that's it.
And it's just different levels of becoming immune.
Well, it's just your immune system is the only thing that can kill a virus. Inoculations, vaccines, that's it. That's all there is. For the bacteria, we have antibiotics. You know what I mean? And we have medicine.
Well, we can just kill it.
There's no medicine for a
We
virus.
can just kill it, and it's gone. You can't just we have nothing that just kills a virus.
Nothing. You have to just make sure whoever you're taking care of is healthy enough that they kill the virus themselves.
So they can wear it out, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah, whatever. Your immune system has to kill it. Which might not even be the best word because kill it implies that it was alive, which they're not technically alive. I think that's why computer viruses are called. Oh, dang, the little monkey's dying. I don't know.
It can't be our host. We need to
They're getting to ground zero.
They said that monkey's sick. It can't be the host.
And I would say that this is fairly unrealistic because, especially at this level. This is a completely different way it got to where it was going. What we're dealing with now was just normal spread. This movie's wholly inaccurate in the fact that it's the whole situation is over dramatized. It's not happening.
See this guy in the mullet that is in a Bronco? I want to be that guy.
They're gonna break the line. They're gonna escape. Fuck it, brother. Let's get our guns. Let's get the hell out of here. Donnie's got that cabin, that plot of land up in the woods. We can hide out there for days. They got a well.
And just for you guys watching, this is how California actually is in some places. It's not the metropolitan, Mecca you guys think it is. North California, rural California is just like Texas. We got mullets. We got Broncos. We got Trump supporters in California.
Yeah, Bakersfield's basically...
It's Beaumont.
It's Beaumont.
Yeah, it is. I've been there. And these guys are like, you know what? Screw this, man. If I got the virus, so be it. I'm going to die. I don't care. I'm taking my chances.
Ain't no fucking way the government's going to keep me from doing what I want to do. There's a chance we could have these kind of things happen during this thing.
Maybe. We'll see. I think the severity in this movie is only because of the severity of the virus is so much greater than ours. They got kids in that truck, bro.
No, I was in the truck behind.
Oh, yeah, it was in the Bronco. You're right. I got really worried for those kids, man.
All right, get out of that vehicle right now. Come on, let me see your hand.
Scary, man.
See, that's what happens, Billy Ray Cyrus. You put your family at risk.
So, how we doing?
Just a moment.
That had to have been a cameo. Let me see.
Got something, okay?
Yes, sir.
He's only credited with Mullet Man, guaranteed.
Sir, this
Guy
monkey's
with
been
mullet.
infected with the original strain. No
Dad with mullet.
I bet his name was Rudy. Jimbo?
No, Jimbo. That was Patrick Dempsey's character.
Okay, that's right.
Maybe even caught it at biotest.
Not biotest.
Hey, Michael Smith's watching.
What's up, dude? Sorry.
Happy belated birthday, buddy. Sorry the Thirsties wasn't
Sorry
open.
the bar's closed, bro. But yeah.
Here, we'll do a shot for your birthday. If you're listening, Michael Smith, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Let's cheers Michael Smith. Good friend. Good friend of the
Notice how
show.
Cheers in the...
That bottom, yeah. You've been ready for this shit a long time, Tim. You got it covered. You even cheers the bottom instead of the top.
All right, timestamp. We're coming up. We just hit the hour mark. We're at an hour and coming up on 30 seconds. This is a long one, huh?
Yeah, I thought
bit,
it was 2.5 hours, but it's only 2:07 or something. So it's not...
It's easy to edit down for TV.
It's a average 2-hour film.
Oh, yeah, there's so much stuff you can cut out of this movie.
Oh, what? Oh, well, it was PG-13?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. There's no boobs. There's no... They might say F word once. Let's see if we can point out the one time they say fuck.
That's so right. Say it once.
Man, look at that.
Oh, look at the graphics. That isn't real.
I don't know.
That's real. That's helicopters.
They probably rented out some choppers for a day or two.
No.
That's
This was 95?
Yeah, that's helicopters.
Probably would have been cheaper to just get the choppers than do a CGI.
A95, hell yeah, it would have been. For sure.
So this is what they think could be a vaccine, or no? This is
I have no idea.
This is, I think,
Kinda
they're
lost.
delivering blood or something from people they know were affected.
That's right. Because
antibodies.
I don't really know about this virus because I haven't been paying attention. But in Ebola, the thing that kills you is hemorrhages. You hemorrhage blood to death.
Yeah. It starts coming out of your fucking eyes and shit.
Yeah, it comes out of your
insides
eyes.
basically liquefy.
Blood comes out of your eyes and your asshole.
Yeah.
And then you develop a fever, which makes it even worse, and then you die.
Most people that get Ebola or something similar basically diarrhea to death.
Because that virus has evolved to transmit itself through bodily fluids, right? So, and the reason why Ebola gets like so bad in third world countries in Africa is because they don't contain it. Like they'll reuse the sheets in the hospital. They have blood on them, and it's not airborne. That's why this movie's silly.
This E1101 is a experimental thing. There's like it's worth a shot, and he's like,
the boys just came up with this as a lab.
Yeah, you already had this on hand.
That's why Morgan Freeman freaked out whenever they told him that it evolved because he's like, oh shit, that means because he knows this shit. Billy does, and he's like, oh shit, maybe the vaccine that we had isn't going to work now.
Well, yeah, because they're using it. I think this E1101 doesn't work. But he gets mad. He's like, y'all had something already, and you.
It's too early in the movie for.
That's why they were playing cool about it, is because they like we have the vaccine, it's fine. Like if it gets bad,
but you waited, but he's like mad. He's like, why'd you wait to give it to us? Because now it's evolved and it doesn't work no more.
Do you see the color of the bag of the vaccine? It's based off plasma.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's plasma.
It's a plasma.
That's what they're doing right now to get antibodies and stuff for COVID. Is people that have gotten better. You don't just donate blood and they get it. You have to. It's plasma.
Yeah,
That's where they find the antibodies, and that's how they come up.
It's pretty remarkable, actually.
Vaccine.
What they do is they find somebody who had a natural resistance to it, and they take out their plasma, which has the antibodies, and then they find somebody who has a natural resistance to that, and they put them in there, and it actually makes we call that like a reaction, like an immune reaction to somebody else's plasma. So you put the first person who had a reaction and somebody else's, they have an immune reaction that makes those antibodies. And then that's where you actually get it from.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
See, in Contagion,
this scene was always really, really
Matt
sad.
Damon's character is immune, but that's where they drop it. Like they don't do any tests on him. They don't use his blood for anything. Like he's just, that's how they set his character up, and then he just kind of lives his life after.
Oh, I thought about another one.
This scene was always really sad.
I Am Legend.
Yeah,
I Am Legend. I thought about another one. I Am Legend.
So many things to say about that.
That's a good one.
Terrible CGI. Could have had so much
the hell
potential.
Is this family? What is this?
Just a random thing.
This is a random character. She's going into quarantine. They told people if you have symptoms, hang a white sheet or
this is the beginning. This is the beginning of like,
and we'll come pick you up.
Like they're telling everybody that we're figuring this out. It's going to be okay.
Wait a minute. How would they not know that she like gave her husband and little kids like a kiss on the forehead before? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They're
She's
just
a good
trusting.
mom, Aaron.
No, they're just trusting that she didn't spread it. But
I'm sure that house is marked now.
I mean, like, yeah, if she did spread it, then they'll just have to close the house down. You know.
Yeah, they're definitely keeping them all in that house.
Wait for the fucked up scene. We're coming up on the scenes that are kind of problematic for people if we're dealing with it right now. If you're stressed out by this and worried,
there are some scenes coming
maybe
up.
take a break.
But really, like, guys, this is not the same at all. This is totally exaggerated.
It's a dramatization.
Yeah.
It's not even the same thing that's based off Ebola. It's not based off flu. It's not even the same family. Let's laugh about how like stupid this is, to be honest with you. Because it really is. It's so silly. It's so silly.
That's one of those positive. What's the word I'm looking for? They're playing the audience because she's a random character.
But they set her up as like she's a good mother. She has her kids and a family.
The violins kick in right there, and you're like, oh, it's so sad. So they're playing on the heartstrings of the viewers of going, oh no, you know, this is like, and again, you know, the parallels to zombie movies, like those scenes where your loved one gets bit and you have to quarantine them
or
like,
off them.
Yeah, or shoot them in the back of the head.
Well,
but also, I mean, as far as the function of the film is, like they spent so much time just dealing with the scientists and everything. This is like a drawn out montage of this is affecting a mother
Yeah.
And they kind of give you
children, whole families.
They basically do a short during this whole little scene. They're doing like a short thing of what she's going through, and
she's basically a nameless character that we're just kind of following along on this whole
to reestablish what's going on in the world.
Yeah, look what's happening to all these non-main characters getting thrown into tents, and she even like when she turned around, she goes, "I'm just gonna go spend the night." Like she already knew like I'm not coming back home.
Well, can we do Red Dawn because
they start treating them like.
This is really giving me flashbacks to Red Dawn, and I think we
numbers.
should do it because communism spreads like a disease. I think we should do that. Can we do that next?
Well, we'll see. We kind of asked. We're doing it live. We're in the chat. We haven't been shut down yet. Why don't you suggest some quarantine streams that we might do? We have kind of a short list, and maybe
like
when you want us to do it.
Well,
because
zombie movies have always been like obviously
wide open.
a way to science fiction to explain like situations like this, like what happens when your loved one is bit by a zombie, like what was like Shaun of the Dead where his mom is bit in that heartbreaking scene in a comedy zombie film where it gets real for a second.
The Dawn of the Dead remake, he kept his pregnant wife alive because he wanted the baby, and then you have a zombie baby. Kevin
Spacey already got.
Well, this is it because he's tired.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So he's making
this is where the suit.
You fucked up. Dog.
Look how
how would that seal break? I mean, I guess they're using the shit out of the suits
so easily.
They're using the suits a lot.
No, look, also, the respirator cord is coiled to give it like leeway, and it didn't even stretch out to the max, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. That scene broke around the. I don't know, like.
But imagine that fear right there in his mind when he heard that tear. Like, imagine how terrified you as a person would be. Like, fuck.
I mean, but he knows down to like the numbers, his odds probably as soon as it happens.
Which is probably even scarier.
He's
he knows there's no vaccine to this. I just got exposed.
Which
I know what my timeline is.
And I'm probably like I have it now.
Yeah. To be honest with you, in a room in a controlled environment, climate controlled, where they have controlled samples,
he should be okay.
He would be completely fine.
He went straight into that
I don't remember the
decontamination.
movie that much. If he dies from it in this, that's wholly
But you see,
inaccurate
true
also.
to Kevin Costner's or to Kevin Spacey's role choices, he doesn't tell anyone, and he fakes like he's okay, and puts everybody else in danger because he's an asshole.
That's what's really, really insane right there. Is he goes, okay, we've factored in if this gets out of this town.
They do a computer model.
Yeah. He goes 6 hours, 12 hours, 24, 48 hours, according to their hypothesis. 48 hours if it gets out of this town, the entire country.
I tell y'all, shit don't move that quick.
In 48 hours?
Shit does not move that quick. People don't move around. We're lazy by nature.
You got to have everybody on
if there was
every
something
plane
this
in the
bad,
country.
if there was something this bad, everything would be shut down immediately.
Yeah, we're seeing that.
Yeah, the president would already be underground in a bunker.
Like we're doing a very slow version of that.
But if this disease, supposedly they're saying that's
they're talking about just bombing the town.
Yeah, they're already talking about it.
And he's doing like the whole bit, like, hey,
you know what?
we just gotta know what we're doing here.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was in a town and it had a virus outbreak and it was 100% fatality rate, bomb me. I'll forgive you in the afterlife. I really will. Like, just bomb me.
Yeah,
because it's never existed. There's no such thing as 100% fatality rate.
Well, that's like this was.
That's like putting in cheat codes in the Plague Inc. You know,
the scene in The Thing where Wilford Brimley's character is on the computer and he's doing that old, like, it's like the Mac computer.
Oh,
it's like the cells are scraping. It's like one or more team members is already affected, and he types in, what is the possibility if this reaches the mainland, the spread of infection? And he says entire world. I think the computer says entire world population infected in 137,000 hours.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Yeah, they really stretched the capabilities of that fucking computer. Jesus.
Yeah, right. Like how it knew 137,000 hours.
A computer that would fit in an Antarctic bunker
it's a Mac
in 82.
Yeah.
This was 1982.
Yeah, you're gonna play Oregon Trail, Wilford. You're not gonna be calculating.
And Chess Wizard.
Oh, that's right, Chess Wizard.
But
because they show the lady getting
that was the mom
zipped up. I think that might have Kevin's coming.
That was the mom. No, Kevin's fine.
Yeah,
now.
They started with the mom. Yeah, so basically everybody saw.
And this is what's fucked up is that you realize that in the dark of night when nobody's noticing, they're just putting all these bodies in a fucking barn.
I mean, what do y'all feel about that? Like,
That's what I would
Like,
do.
it's ridiculous, man.
If
do
I would- if
things
they're
like
dead-
things like that are done to prevent panic. Like, would you rather not know and then find out later?
Yeah, if
and,
they're
and
dead-
keep people from
Honestly, I
freaking
don't care
out.
what happens to like bodies after.
That's what I'm saying. They're all
it's done.
dead anyway, so they
it doesn't
basically
matter.
just it's a mass crematorium right there.
Yeah, but it's not.
But
a
how
good,
do
it's-
they know that it doesn't spread in that smoke they just went
Like,
out?
No,
like the
because-
guy in Dallas.
Well,
they don't
that's
know.
right. You have to
Yeah.
find the right incinerator. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to burn them hot and fast. That barn with all that wood around it, that's going to burn for a day, and all that smoke is going to be spread all over that town. How do we know that those dead bodies?
It's
You know,
it's like we're doing the same thing we do with like horror movies that don't make any sense, but like we're kind of
we're kind of shitting
this
on the
is
movie.
kind of
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but this is kind of tied into like
Well, because it's a fake virus, so
what
we
we're
can-
going
And
through.
we're shitting on it like holy.
Yeah.
The thing about this movie though is we're living this now with the quarantines and everything. We're realizing how utterly ridiculous this shit is, right? I mean, am I like this is ridiculous because
What,
the
this
thing
movie?
is, yeah, the movie's fucking ridiculous, dude. We
Well,
wash,
we said,
wash,
yeah, I
our,
mean, it's-
we wash
it's-
our hands. We do all this stuff. There's no way that anything would ever react this quickly.
Well, there are lessons to be learned from this movie. It's listen to the scientists.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, listen to the scientists. Be knowledgeable of how it can spread, and how you can keep yourself free, and just stay in your goddamn house. You know,
Yeah.
don't do what we're doing, I guess. But
No, this is
Hey, bro,
not-
we got gloves on, dog.
This is not a thing. This is
Look, we got gloves
I
on.
don't know. The way I see it, like if we all end up getting it, then that just means that we get to hang out and do movie
This
nights.
is-
And
while
we're,
we
we're
have-
making our body uninhabitable.
this
uninhabitable.
is a sterile
alcohol.
environment.
Yep.
that
We've Lysoled it down.
You read the bottom of that back of that Lysol. That kills.
99.9%.
It says
of
the
all
human
germs.
coronavirus is Lysol kills it.
That's right.
And we have gloves on. I sprayed all. You were laughing at me. I was spraying everything down.
I wasn't laughing.
We sprayed
No,
the
but
doorknobs
also,
down.
We have
the
not
toilet
touched
seat.
each other.
We haven't.
once
we haven't,
tonight
we haven't
either.
shake, we didn't
Which is
shake
very
hands.
rare because usually,
Yeah.
like we like
Usually
haven't
we like
fist
touch each
bumped or
other's
nothing.
peepees or
it's
stuff
like
like that.
a
you
big
know?
love fest before we turn the cameras on.
Yeah, no.
Where are we at in this thing, man? Let me see.
I'd say we're a
uh,
little bit more than
let me
halfway.
see the mark.
They're having the talk right now. Morgan Freeman is trying to talk to Donald Sutherland about.
54.
Hey, I know what,
54 minutes.
No, 54 minutes left. We're at coming up on a minute 14 and 8 seconds. 7,
we're a little past
6,
halfway. Y'all
5,
want to
4,
join in right now?
3, 2, 1. 1 minute 14 seconds.
1 hour.
1 hour. 14
1 hour,
seconds.
14 seconds.
1 hour and 14
14
minutes.
minutes.
Jesus Christ.
And then, of course, the movie has to have the whole. She's his ex-wife. They had a falling out, but this disaster. Oh, look, he moves her hair back out of her.
Let's just wait for the
They have like
They have to have the whole "I still love you" subplot.
Well, I mean, they basically set up like a Woody Allen relationship at the beginning of the movie. Like they divorce, but they still like are best friends.
yeah, well,
that
it's
honestly,
like
that is like the funniest thing I've heard.
they
this
they
entire-
well they divorced.
What, the Woody Allen thing? Oh, tied into to
Well,
Spacey?
that's-
Real-
their
that's
no,
the
their whole
funniest thing
their
I've
whole
heard this entire
divorce.
thing.
Their whole divorce is because she was like, it wasn't like somebody cheated on somebody. Like, it was because you were always so busy with work. We didn't have a relationship. You know, that's what she's saying to him.
Nick, you never learned to shut it off.
Yeah, you always brought your work home with you. Yeah, blah, blah,
Here she
blah.
is.
So it's like, okay, he's still a good guy. So you're like, okay, I hope they reconcile by the end. God, I hope one of them doesn't die.
I gotta go self-quarantine.
Okay. Lysol's still back there.
I don't know. I mean, this movie and how it's set up and the roles
It just so happens that self-quarantine means get another beer.
and how basically
Send us some Lysol, Lysol. how many
callback.
plugs have we done for Lysol this
That's a
episode?
callback, bro.
God, come on.
Send some Lysol, dude. We're giving you free advertisement. Come on.
Y'all want to make donations to donate some Lysol?
I think they're probably tapped out right now.
Yeah, right.
But no, it's like that. This movie is dated in that sense of like the character dramas, especially in like this time period, is like always like the stubborn guy. The dramas, like it's the
Yeah.
stubborn guy, and then the girl that got away that had too much, but they still care. But it's like you can't stop. Like this is like a very trope filled.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a huge trope.
Yeah.
Like, come on, but look how good we work together. Look what a great team we make when the chips
I mean,
are, you know.
fucking Twister.
Yo, yeah.
Exact
It's the
same.
exact same thing.
But with a virus.
This is the exact same thing as
Same
Twister.
movie, but
Yeah.
with a virus. When did
Yeah.
Twister come out?
The year after this, I think.
I got to see if there's a connection.
I think Twister was 96. If not 95.
96.
If not this, yeah, 96.
There has to be a connection.
Come on, you guys, man. I know my movie years.
Has to be a connection.
Stay here. Stay with me. Yeah, you were there too. You had
Let's
about
see.
100.
Find out who directed Twister.
Okay?
Or who the producers were.
John DeBon.
Jan de Bon?
John
Yeah, I
DeBon.
think it's Jan de Bon. Well, then, like we said, this is 1995, and then what was really big in the 90s, and Aaron's going to miss this, but disaster films.
Mm-hmm.
This was a different type of disaster film. It wasn't a tornado or a comet or anything, or an asteroid.
Was this like one of the first
or
like
tidal wave? This
like
was
virus films?
yeah. I mean, as far as like a blockbuster,
I mean, you got things like Blob, The Thing, kinda, but
I mean, it's something that
this
really
is like the first epidemic. Like
actually about an epidemic.
it's a doctor drama,
and now she cut her glove with
she poked herself.
She got 2 gloves on.
Yeah, poked herself. But did she hadn't stuck him with
Cut
the
your
needle
hand off.
yet?
Cut your hand
just
off.
cut that
Just
finger.
cut your fucking hand off right now. Get it now before it spreads up your arm. That right there. That was this scene was always really got me. The look on his face when he busts in that door and he sees her at that sink scrubbing her hand and he already knows like why it's that, and he's like, let me iodine it. She's like, I did it already. I know what to do. And he's like, do it again. Like, because you can be as professional as fuck and know all the right steps, but then when it's somebody you love,
well, this is the first time you've seen Dustin Hoffman break his protocol. His
Because
protocol is doing the right thing and doing the right thing
yeah, but
all
now
the time.
it's somebody he really
But
cares
then he
about.
sees him, and he's the first time he's in denial.
And this is where he kind of panics a little bit. And she's like, I know what to do. I know all the right steps. But now it's personal. Now it's personal for old D. Huff.
I'm gonna find
The
that
Huff
virus,
man.
and I'm gonna kill it.
Same production company. I'm trying to find a connection between Twister and
I
this
was
movie
just-
because it's the same movie.
I was just saying how
With a
like
different
the
antagonist.
trope of the ex-wife and all their
It really is.
it's
It's the same movie.
Yeah, because Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt
and they
Twister.
even have the bad guy.
It was
and-
like, look how well we work together. We make a good team. Why did we ever get divorced? And
Well, divorce was really big
because
in
you
the
took
90s.
the job too serious.
Divorce was big in the 90s. Just letting you
Well,
know.
you missed it when you were gone. Sorry, our listeners repeating it. But disaster movies were really big in the 90s.
It kinda
and
was,
this
yeah.
was kind of a disaster film.
We don't because we have to protect
Just a different kind.
biological
I think this was in the trailer, too.
mutates and we can't
Can't stop it. We could have.
then.
The decision was made.
And Morgan Freeman, you just look at that computer behind him.
Time it was felt.
State of the art, bro. State of the art.
That's still like an old Mac or some shit. He's got all these
Oh, he's-
huge like servers like all across the walls.
Is we sorry too?
It's dude. They're saying that
he's finally given up.
He's saying, "Stop taking orders. Do the right thing."
no. He just told him that the pedophile is infected.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he just told him his ex-wife is infected, but Billy's
Yeah.
This
kind
had
of-
Robbie or something.
Like
so,
my wife
yeah.
is dying.
Your ex-wife, Sam.
Oh,
like he's
Oh,
he's
damn,
still,
that's
he just said,
heartless, bro.
"Isn't she your ex?"
he's
That's
still in,
heartless,
he's still in
bro.
this mode of like trying to keep him out of it.
It's like, man.
So
Once
he's trying to
once
get
you
him-
start feeling feelings,
Like Sutherland told him, you need to get that motherfucker off the case because he's messing up our thing we got going, and he's gonna get us all in trouble. So that's what he's still playing that role. He hasn't broke
if y'all
yet.
are listening, chime in. Tell us what you think, or comment. I'd like to see who's actually watching along with us. Comment if you're actually watching with us on Netflix. Let's do another timestamp real quick.
But we're beyond that now.
Yeah, because we can't post it. We can't post a timestamp because there is a delay, so we just have to say it.
Yeah, we just say it like roundabout.
So what we're gonna do is we're coming up on 1 hour 20 minutes and 45 in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your weapons intact. Morgan Freeman basically just told him that, yeah, we're already moving on the whole bomb the town idea.
Also, I just want to point out from everybody that like noticed that was watching when I came back from
Oh,
the
he said- okay,
bathroom.
he said
I
2,000
threw my
hours.
gloves away and I put on new gloves.
I did too. When I went out to smoke a cigarette, I
Put
came
on new
back in
gloves.
after smoking a cigarette and put on new gloves.
We're really ahead of the curve here on flattening the
if
curve.
any of us gave anything to each other, we did it a long time
Yeah, we did it a
ago.
long time ago when we touched each other's peepees.
So, like, if we all end up getting it, can we do movie nights?
Yeah, we'll just hang out in this room. If we all have it.
When we have it?
We'll just hang out together.
What would have been your advice?
Actually, I do have a very interesting little...
If we got a quarantine.
I got a little scientific factoid right now. It's really strange. Is there used to be this website that was in line with eHarmony and like all these dating sites, right? But it was made specifically. And
Thanks
the
for
idea,
watching, Amber.
The idea for it is like beautiful, right? So the website was called Positive Match, and it was a place for people to go to like meet up with each other that had
they had the
certain
same-
afflictions. Like, so if somebody had herpes, they could meet somebody with herpes, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know, if somebody had hepatitis, they could meet up with somebody who had hepatitis. Well, anyway, they had to get rid of like the
Lysol
AIDS.
kills all that too.
They had to get rid of the AIDS section because, people with AIDS, like they definitely don't want to date anyone at all. They don't want to do anything because it's so transmittable. But
It's not a death sentence anymore, Aaron.
It's not. Yeah, but
That's a really good thing, actually.
it's so good. Let's celebrate it. Let's take a
Cheers
drink
to that.
to modern medicine.
We can
and
overcome.
We
these
can
things,
overcome
yeah,
AIDS.
with.
I believe you, Sam. You gotta go.
But they had to get rid of that section. They had to get rid of like the AIDS section on Positive Match.
That makes sense.
Because for some reason that virus, like the HIV virus, is whenever somebody with an HIV virus gets in contact with someone else with the HIV virus, like the two different strains they have
they
will
can
come together
mutate?
and they can mutate.
Yeah, it can mutate.
And they can become like
and make a stronger strain.
stronger. Yeah, so people were dying and they had to take that section out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah.
I think we talk again with the ineptitude. This woman was exposed. She cut herself. Her suit was compromised.
Yeah.
Why are they allowing her to keep working?
Well, if she covers a suit up and doesn't expel anything out of her,
But he
system.
knows about it. I mean, but Kevin Spacey passed out and almost got other people hurt.
Why does everybody like take
I
their
think
fucking helmets off whenever they get exposed? They're like,
Yeah, immediately, yeah.
and they just like start coughing all around
That's
the room
like
and
every
shit.
fucking movie.
And
That's
what
like-
is the
like,
mist that they're spraying?
That's like decontamination.
What does
stuff.
that even mean? Like, what
Well,
is
it's
it?
probably like Lysol. It's something. It's
But you
some
can't
kinda-
like breathe Lysol, can
But
you?
it's like if something got on their suit, they can.
Oh,
they can
yeah,
if they're
yeah.
outside of their suit. Every time they take it off, they got to spray it down. So
It's a
'cause they don't
bleach
always
mist.
they don't always use the same suit, so they got to.
Tall, big guy. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, this is where he's like going against orders. He's trying to escape.
Oh, right.
They're gonna go look for patient zero.
Which is that damn monkey.
Cuba Gooden.
That goddamn capuchin monkey.
Because they've tracked it. They know as much that they've tracked it back to Jimbo, which was Patrick Dempsey. So they know he was the first guy. But they're trying to figure out how
patient
he
zero.
got it. And then they learned that one of the last things that he tried to sell that monkey to that
He went to a
that
pet shop.
store. So Dustin
Because
Hoffman is
That pet store's the guy who died. He would have like a death certificate, right?
yeah. So they put 2 and 3 together and 4 and 5 together, and they're like, okay, where's this monkey at?
Which is another like loose end of this movie is whoever handled the pet store's dead body.
He did another fake it till you make it, lied to this inept fucking military guy. They just lied and said, hey, no, we have right away to take this shopper. They're like, I don't have, nobody told me. They're like, better go check your orders inside, turn around and look away while we steal this helicopter. It's like, wait a minute, god damn it. Like, that dude is going to get fucking court-martialed for, they just ruined that fucking poor guy's life because.
Cuba Gooding? Yeah.
They,
Ruined his life, yeah.
Well, no, Cuba and Dustin Hoffman, that guy they just lied to.
Oh, yeah, he's like,
We're
how
airborne,
dare you?
just
How
like
dare
the
you?
disease is. This guy.
He's like, hey, they might be infected. Shoot them
Yeah,
down.
they're lucky
probably.
they didn't
Yeah.
get shot down. Yeah. That's another, like, come on, Hollywood. This would never have happened. All those other choppers we saw, those Humvees with the fucking 60 cal fucking, they would have gotten shot out of the sky immediately.
Also, why?
Great
why-
job on your quarantine, military.
Why wouldn't that squadron not have at least like have masks on? They were
Yeah.
open. They were open air when it's airborne.
Well, I think they burnt most of the civilians.
Doesn't matter, man. Still,
That's why,
protocols.
yeah, I wish our producer was here because that other white-haired guy has been in a lot of stuff too. always seems to play like military personnel. There's like certain actors that just get like typecasted, like
So not Donald Sutherland, but
no,
like
the guy that
his
just walked out
boss,
of the
I
room.
guess, or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, Donald Sutherland was telling them to shoot him down, and Morgan Freeman was like, "He's not affected, and you damn well know it." So Morgan Freeman is trying to work on the ground, and Dustin Hoffman are trying to stall them from chasing him.
So
But this is where the movie gets really, really silly. When Dustin Hoffman and Cuba go on this Batman and Robin adventure to all these different places, this right here, they're storming into places, like faking it, like barking around orders just because they think their suits will. And he just said something about AWACS.
We got a terrible epidemic. We're from Cedar Creek, George. We're from Cedar Creek, California.
Cedar Creek, site of the viral infection.
Jesus.
So everybody. That's so.
I mean, I would too, though. If somebody like said that now, I'd be like,
but
all
look,
right,
like
cool,
he's
whatever.
making it a point to really like touch the guy's hands
hey,
and
man.
stuff. Shall I cough on you, George? Think about that. Like with today, if somebody walked in and just grabbed your hands and said,
Hey, I'm from
You want
the
me to
side of
cough on you?
Ebola, bro. Like, what do you want?
that last night at Thirsties, I was just waiting for some jackass to come in and like start coughing, thinking it was funny, just to like make jokes. And I was like,
You're ready to kick him out,
I was
weren't
ready
you?
to
You're ready to
kick
be
him
like,
out.
get the
Yeah.
fuck out. Get out of here.
Joke or not, yeah.
It's not a funny joke. It's not. And we're making jokes about like this movie because it's a terrible movie, but
Yeah,
but
not,
these things
not about
are
this real
yeah,
situation. no.
they're not. We're not joking about that stuff.
How are we gonna locate it?
I feel sorry for you, Zach, if that's what you picked.
This lady too has been in a million things,
Isn't that bad?
and she always plays like a secretary or some kind.
That's probably the woman that played the secretary in Monsters Inc.
And she
looks
just
like her.
she just decided to make the phone call they were asking for because Cuba like gave her flirty eyes. This is where the movie really starts getting ridiculous.
It's like buddy cop. At this
Yeah, they
point.
go on this
yeah,
buddy
yeah.
cop,
They go on
Batman
a buddy
Robin
cop
detective adventure.
No, they're going to make this little Piper Perri helicopter they have go up against.
I think you said the wrong name.
That's a good
it was
name,
a joke.
though.
Piper Perri helicopter they have go up against a bunch of blacked out military Apaches.
I got
So
it.
people
And
that
they're
don't
gonna
understand,
escape 'em.
when he calls it a
funny-
Piper
that's a
Perri
funny joke.
helicopter, he means it's a really, really tiny
really
helicopter.
It's a really
small and
tiny,
frail.
frail-looking.
It's an 80-pound helicopter.
That helicopter weighs about 80 pounds, and it has braces.
It's made of toilet paper.
the helicopter has braces.
That's where all of our toilet paper went. They made a helicopter out of it in the 90s.
Oh, and we're back. Here we go. Now we're talking.
That's what I call hitting your stride.
Do a Google search real quick.
That's what I call hitting a stride.
Zach, that was the best
good.
joke so
It's
far.
true though.
That's the best joke so
and
far.
I can keep.
Oh
the
man, did you
Look,
see the makeup on
look,
that dude's face?
I'll keep the metaphor going because, like,
all the
you know,
sores
you're
and shit they put on that
'cause
dude's
you're-
face.
No, because you're sitting there saying, "There's no way that helicopter can do that. Can take on that." Like,
No, I
but
said-
it does.
Boy, it does.
But it does.
You'd be
Just like
surprised.
Piper- just like Piper
You'd be
Perri.
surprised.
It's like there's no
what
way
that
that
helicopter
can
could
go
It's
up
capable
against,
of a lot.
against those huge equipped military vehicles, but it
Multiples
does.
at a time too.
And I don't want to spoil anything for both.
That
but
thing
yes.
could take on a couple tanks.
So
at a time.
thank you,
They
Tim.
can take on like 5 Blackhawks.
I
at a
did say
time.
that by mistake. Yeah,
I'm just saying,
Blackhawks.
they're going to send the Blackhawks out.
The
They're going to send out like
Blackhawks, bro.
5 of
and
them.
that thing's gonna take them all on.
It took on at least 2
Jesus, it
Blackhawks.
is, yeah.
Ooh, that
Takes
was
them like
good.
5.
But I said that by mistake. But that is actually a really thank you.
That was good.
Thank you.
No, that Aaron caught it too. We all caught it. It's a good analogy.
Pun intended. We all got it.
Oh, yeah, we all got
We
it.
all
yeah.
caught it.
It's great.
We gotta
That's
take a
that's
shot.
the clip. Can somebody
I'm
comment?
good on, yeah.
That's the clip.
We got a clip at 1:20.
We got to mine that clip.
29.
That's good.
That clip's the one.
That's the one so far. You still good over there?
Cheers to the little
hitting
engine
the
that could.
stride.
You know, hitting the stride.
Cheers. Yeah, let's stop being so serious because this is when the movie gets ridiculous. So let's
Let's lean into it.
let's get
Bro,
let's
Dustin
get
Hoffman.
swifty with it.
Bro,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
5'3". What are you doing? Bro, what are you doing, Dustin Hoffman? He
This
really
is-
is. He's like 5'3".
This is the
Oh,
high,
yeah,
this is the
definitely.
high hole silver, like, let's save the day
He
part
is
of the film.
not an action hero.
Oh, he jumped in the
Well,
boat.
yeah,
All right,
third
cool.
act. Yeah, third act is when it goes full adventure action movie.
Yeah, this is where they just all responsibility is going out the window. These guys would like already shove him off the boat. They'd be like, "What the fuck?" Some army dude just jumped on our fishing boat from a helicopter.
Well,
It's just-
And they're all standing around going, "Yes, sir. What information? How can we help?"
I mean,
Crazy
and-
Jewish man.
In fairness, though, they did not show up in a Black Hawk. They showed up in a Piper Perri. So, in fairness, like they're not
So
really.
all these dudes were like,
depends.
"Oh,
Just like, come on in.
yeah."
like,
all
all
these
right,
Chinese
cool,
dudes
man,
were
whatever.
like, "We'll fill it out, but it's going to be censored."
But it's
Come on, that was a good follow up.
but like this part of the movie's
All
kind
these
of
Japanese guys,
It's
and I'm
just
sure
so-
I'm getting
it's
their
just so-
nationality.
Wait,
It's
is
just so
this a
silly.
prequel to real life? Is this how coronavirus happened?
Okay, to repeat that, these Japanese guys were like, "Yeah, sure. That Piper Perri helicopter was great. Come on.
Come on.
But everything
I mean-
from here on out is going to be censored."
I mean, come on, like it,
That's why we're in this mess,
Finally,
China. That's why we're in this mess, China.
the Japanese,
Because you didn't give us
oh,
the
no,
information.
Korea.
bro.
No,
Oh,
that's
Korea.
a Korean.
Actually,
flag.
Korea's dealing with this more than
Yeah.
everyone.
I know.
They're
It's
actually,
the Korean flag because Taekwondo.
yeah, did Taekwondo. You did Taekwondo when you were a kid? Really? I didn't know that.
I got up to a green belt before we moved.
Are you serious?
I had
still got it in my closet.
I got
I
my
did not know
green
that.
belt and then I stopped going.
I got that.
I
Blue
got my
belt.
green
I
belt.
did
we
my
moved.
test
We
for the green
moved, and I
belt.
never went to a new
Yeah.
place.
What was the '90s? We all did Taekwondo in the '90s, right?
Yeah.
Can you still
Oh,
kick
man.
somebody in the head?
I'd
gotta-
probably hurt myself if I tried to do that.
The guy kept Polaroids of the monkey. That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's right, because they tracked.
Yeah.
They knew that a lab was missing a monkey, and then
Okay,
tracked
no,
it down.
we got to
Yeah.
say it. Yeah, Will Young, shout out. That's an AH9 Pawnee. That is not a Piper Perri. That is
Come on, Will. It's a Piper Perri.
that's
You know it is.
AH9. Thank you. That's what we need.
well,
we need.
You know, Will is a legitimate aviator.
yeah,
so he would
that's
know.
why we.
Will's
we would
our what is it? The aviation consultant for
Yes.
A2Z. He's also our space consultant, and what else? I guess glass blowing consultant as well.
Yeah, and
Man, they did a
probably
good
like
job
our
of making
ethereal
him look
space music
sick.
consultant too.
Yeah, a friend of the show,
Definitely a friend
true
of the show.
friend of the show.
He's been on twice. Great dude. We need to get him on one of these movie nights.
Look at that! Look at the pillow, like the blood coming out of his ear.
That's
Like,
Ebola.
That's
That is Ebola
That's
right
yeah.
there.
When it's coming out of your eyes and your ears and shit,
See his bruising? Like
Yeah.
he can't even clot. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what Ebola is.
your blood just starts. Your brain
it's
hemorrhages.
scary.
Blood just starts coming out of your pores, basically.
Yeah, how do you stop a wound that is all over?
You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You just
You
die.
can't exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amputate his
Or like
head.
yeah.
And that was a lesson in hubris.
Yeah.
Because
That's what you get.
Well, because she was with him whenever that happened, and he said, "No, I'm fine. Everything's fine." And that's why she has it, because he didn't say, "My suit just ripped. Please don't de-quarantine with me," because he probably passed
Yeah.
it to her as soon as they got out of there.
And well, she's just like
Because he
hanging out
wouldn't,
in there.
he
with
wouldn't
him.
say it.
So,
Yeah, 'cause
like,
she
I-
has it too. That's why her face is all.
Well, I know she has it, but like I still wouldn't be hanging out with another dude that's like in the next stages of it. I'm not trying to speed this shit up, you know.
Wait, where are these
I don't
boys
think
at?
it works
They're-
like
wait,
that.
They're getting on camera.
they're
trying
going.
to-
They're
they're-
fully rogue, bro. Like
they're trying to-
they've
oh,
gone
yeah.
full rogue.
They get
I gotta ask-
dishonorably discharged court martials.
Well, I gotta ask. Well, is that helicopter
They're creating a panic.
capable of? I'm talking like mileage, gas mileage. Like, is it capable of doing any of the things that they're doing right now?
Well, we don't know how well it did travel.
I
Quite
mean,
a
they're
far.
they're
they
going.
got those
They're
uniforms.
going.
They could
all-
probably like get some gas.
They went from California to
Yeah.
Japan
They could say
or somewhere in the ocean in between.
in the middle of the ocean,
and they could
then,
probably say,
and,
"Fuel this up, son, or you're gonna like."
yeah.
But how many miles can those things get?
I'm
Those
just
are
saying,
pretty
like,
small.
and also, is there any possible way that they could have they could do what's coming up against some Blackhawks?
If you see this monkey,
no,
at the center,
yeah, no,
I mean,
disease control in it.
yeah. I mean, I've seen it.
555.
I am
Oh shit! This is the only scene I super remember from this movie when I was a kid
Yeah.
that was made for TV. Is like
It's scary.
the monkey lives in these little woods.
Yeah,
and,
this little
yeah,
girl.
I
she's
remember
like,
this
"It's my
scene.
monkey friend in the woods," and her mom's just like, "God,
This
what?
is where-
this is the weird kid."
I
This is
remember
where the
this scene
parents
the
got on
most.
edge
Yep.
in this movie.
I remember the scene the
Where they're
most.
like,
well, no,
fuck,
because
man, if
because
that
her
little girl's
daughter
got it.
drew the monkey, and she's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she saw him on TV or something like that."
But then she sees Dustin Hoffman, she knows.
And,
oh, shit.
but then she hears it on the
Oh, yeah.
news. We're looking for a monkey, and she's like, "Oh shit, my daughter knows this monkey." you know?
yeah, my
My
daughter's been
daughter's
hanging
like,
out with
like
that guy.
hanging out with that fucking capuchin.
Yeah,
Like they're tight.
Oh, yeah, look up this other guy that plays another general or a sergeant. The
silver
white-haired
hair?
guy with the mustache. He's been in a lot of other movies where he basically always plays the same character.
He's like the guy that's like just due diligence, and he eventually ends up helping
Yeah,
the protagonist. Or
he's just a stereotypical in-between guy.
but he's like
He's
good
not a
guy,
bad
though.
guy. He's not a good guy. He's just
Colonel
like-
Briggs.
he's there basically for exposition.
Briggs, a potential screw-up you managed to avoid. Among many others you have
No, well he's been
I
set
want to
up
say
as,
he was in Black Hawk Down. That guy.
yeah
he's
that
been in other stuff, or
He
like
plays the character
westerns.
of he's on Dustin Hoffman's side, but he's still
I'm trying to figure out what else he's been in.
he
the
was
foil
in
for Donald Sutherland?
Frank Barnes in Mission Impossible.
Oh,
He
there
was
you
in
go.
Platoon.
That's it,
He was
yeah.
a general in Starship Troopers.
Oh, really?
What else we got?
He's been in a lot of Tom Cruise movies, apparently.
A lot of TV credits. Band of Brothers.
Yeah, there's been like a lot of military type stuff. He went in Black Hawk Down.
I'm getting there. Hold on.
Keep talking about Black Hawks. Black Hawks sounds a lot
Black
like
Hawk.
Black
He was in
Cocks.
Natural
It
Born.
does,
He was in
doesn't it? Yeah,
The
yeah.
Puppet Masters,
Blackhawks.
Natural Born Killers, Under Siege 2, and the original.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Under Siege. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were serious for a
Okay,
second.
no,
Damn
that's
it.
what I'm thinking of.
Damn it.
He is serious. You know what we need to
Unless
do?
he was in Black Hawk Down, too.
Also, we
Black
need to
Hawk
get-
Down on Piper Perri.
with all this time we have,
Piper Perri.
with all this time we have to like.
Oh, he was in your movie, Born on the 4th of July.
That's not mine. That was
Why is that your movie?
This is a throwback to a
That's
story.
another Tom Cruise movie.
It's
though.
a throwback. Okay,
Is that
all right.
is that a young Matt Damon?
I'll go ahead and tell you. So the first girlfriend that I ever had that was a serious girlfriend, she was the baby that Tom Cruise held.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
This little girl, too, was in other stuff, too. That's a very recognizable face. One of those cute little kids in the 90s that are like, man, put her in as much stuff as we can before she hits maturity.
Before she goes crazy as a
Yeah.
child actor.
Before she turns into an Olsen.
Eh,
God, that girl looks familiar. I mean, it's 95. That's not a...
Let me see.
Did you say Fire Down Below? Is that what you were saying earlier? The guy was in or
Under Siege.
Oh, we do need to take this time when we have like a little bit of extra time we're off. We need to get Mike Williams in here, and we need to do like Fire Down Below or Under Siege or something because he
True.
loves the Steven Seagal.
We haven't done Steven Seagal, huh?
We haven't done a Steven Seagal, man.
Well,
need to talk
we've
about
been saving it for him.
Yeah.
We've been saving it.
Oh,
for
yeah,
him.
because Fire Down Below. That's right, yeah. How awful it is.
No,
He says he's the biggest Steven Seagal fan in the world.
no, reach out to him
I will.
because
This
we have
is-
nothing but time.
This was in the trailer, too. This line that the speech Morgan Freeman's doing. Because they're firing up the jets to...
Oh no, Tim, I have bad news. For this little girl, she did a couple of movies that suck, and then 2 TV movies, and then she was in The Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah, she got
She's one of the Real Housewives?
yeah. She
Are
got
you kidding me?
2006, 2009.
Gross.
She got picked up by some producer,
Oh,
possibly
that
a
poor
Weinstein
kid.
character. Let's
That poor girl.
see. Kira Q.
That's a great shot right there. God forgive us. That was definitely a trailer shot.
So Will on our chat, he says that the range on those little birds is only about 250 miles. So probably won't reach its destination. It is definitely more maneuverable than
Could
a
have
Black
reached its
Hawk.
destination but not make it back to the...
Yeah.
So it's fairly feasible that a skilled pilot could outmaneuver a Black Hawk.
They're extremely maneuverable.
They move
And I'm not-
faster.
and
They
I'm-
move
and I'm-
faster.
And then he also says my favorite part is when they play chicken with the C123.
Oh my God.
And then he also says,
Oh.
so after some looking, it's actually a OH6 Loak. It's not. He changed his mind.
Because those
I
are
told you it's awful.
Those choppers are predominant in the movie Black Hawk Down too. They have the Black Hawks and then those.
Those are like
Those are
the
the ones that-
transporters. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not attack helicopters.
Yeah, those go in, drop off like 3 or 4 guys, and then get the fuck because they can get in, drop some guys
Yeah.
off, and get the fuck out real fast.
They're surveillance. They're like.
Yeah, there's a
Black
couple
Ops,
of shots in Black Hawk Down. They are extremely maneuverable, and they can bank really, really fast.
I love that movie also.
Oh, I fucking love that movie. We should do that movie. That's a great fucking Ridley Scott. and like 100 different great actors.
Why are you
She
exposing
looks
your
like
child?
Dakota Fanning a little bit, but
you're
not.
you're exposing your child to
what
this.
movie are you
What are you
talking about?
doing?
Black Hawk Down. But those little choppers, the Piper Perri choppers,
No, see-
they were predominant in that movie.
See,
too.
this is the most unrealistic part of this entire movie.
Yeah, if I was that mom, I'd be like,
is that
"Fuck
her
y'all."
mom, after knowing all this, would like go along with it and use her daughter as bait. No one would ever use your daughter as bait.
And Cuba just fucked up, and yeah, there's no way any parent in the world would be
Whatever-
like, "Oh, that's
no,
the
like-
monkey."
Well, no, she was as soon as she found out that her daughter was hanging out with this monkey, she wouldn't be like, "Yeah, she's friendly with him. Let her." No, you'd be like, "Yeah, go find your fucking monkey.
yeah,
My
you'd be
daughter's
like,
staying
I'm
in the
keeping
house."
my daughter in the house forever. Like
Go-
she's
go
never
set
going
a
out
trap.
ever
Go
again.
burn the goddamn jungle down. You're not letting my kid. I
It's
would
like,
be
here,
like,
I'm moving out. Just burn all
burn
these,
the whole
burn all
forest
this wood.
down.
Yeah.
You're not putting my
Burn my
daughter out
house
there as
too.
bait.
Okay,
Like, burn my
okay,
house
okay,
too.
but
Yeah, I
but
don't
granted,
Yeah,
granted,
government
this,
will pay me for a new house.
no, we're wrong
Napalm
here.
the whole
We're wrong
site
here
from
because it's
orbit.
not the
It's the only way
government
to be
doing
safe.
it. It's Dustin Hoffman and Cuba Gooding Jr.
If
Yeah, but they
anybody
don't know.
listening
It was
right now
just
can
them.
tell me what movie I quoted, I would say as that parent, I say we take off, nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
I know the movie, but I got you.
If any of
I
our
gotcha.
listeners could tell me what that is, that's what I would have said.
I don't even know what that is.
You'll know it. If we don't
I
get
know
it
what
here
it
in a minute.
is.
You get your ass back here, quickly, safely.
Yes, sir.
Now, Sam, you may run into some resistance.
It's one of our favorites. It's a little
Oh
little,
yeah.
It's in the it's the sequel is better than the original. Don't say it on.
Come on, man. I know what I'm doing. I know what we're doing here. They had to have refueled, I guess. I mean, California's, it's big, but
It's very long.
it's very long. Like they could have gone out and then come back and kind of hit this little area. I don't know.
Well, and you made a mistake. You were like, they flew to Japan. They never flew to Japan.
I didn't say that. That was Tim saying that.
Oh yeah, okay.
But we made a mistake saying that, like,
They flew to
the
San
whole thing
Francisco and
about
back.
the mom and the monkey, and that, like, it wasn't the government. It was just these two guys showing up and saying,
But to them, they are the government.
"True."
They're wearing like official garb.
That was
dog.
some citizen teamwork right there.
Oh, is this a part where the Piper Perri helicopter's gonna?
See,
Gonna take on the Black Hawk?
This is kind of the thing that's kind of like these kind of movies. Is like Indiana Jones and all these other movies that are like action adventure dramas.
All right,
To where, like,
well,
whenever
hold on,
they
wait,
get to the
wait,
serious-
I gotta say this. Blake wins. Blake. Tim asked the questions like, name that movie.
Aliens.
That's a quote. Yeah,
My man.
Blake wins. Blake, whenever Thirsties opens back up, you get 2 free drinks. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but write it down. Write the date down. Write me.
Write that shit
Quote it.
down. 2 free drinks.
And I got you 2 free drinks, my dude.
Air Force Base, I will blow you out of the sky.
General, with all due
That's what's.
fuck you.
Tim, Blake got your quote.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. So I told him we owe him 2 free drinks whenever
Blake,
Thirsty starts
how are your
back.
2 free drinks?
See,
Go weapons hot.
Good call, brother.
I can't
This is
not
like the-
think
the-
of this
yeah.
helicopter. It's
The
as a
superhero
Piper Perri
music.
anymore.
Now, I'd be willing to bet that that's. I don't know if those Blackhawks. That's probably sped up a little bit, but the chopper that Cuba is in, I do think that those can move.
they're
that fast.
stretching it, but I mean,
These big bad boys, I don't think can.
Well, let's go to our expert, Will Young.
I asked him, "Is like, are
Could
they?
those Blackhawks-
Could they do that?"
They
Well,
actually
could those
don't-
Blackhawks keep up with that? Chopper?
I don't think there are Blackhawks. I think they're
No,
like,
what they do-
I
They're
think they're
Apaches.
Apaches.
Yeah,
They're
there you go.
Apaches. Yeah.
Blackhawks are a little bigger.
Those aren't the same thing. I thought they were the same thing.
Blackhawks a little bigger.
Those are Hueys. I thought Hueys were double prop planes. Will?
Help us, Will. Help us.
Yeah, please. We don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so Yui is a Blackhawk, I think.
I thought a Huey was just like a
Now
colloquialism
this right here
for a helicopter.
That's obviously green screen behind them. Clearly, obviously, none of these guys are really flying these close-ups.
Oh no, I'm right.
But that's probably a real pilot that flies this right underneath that right there.
No, that's definitely real.
Oh, this is all real.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
absolutely real.
100% right there. That's pretty impressive.
the cockpit
shit-
shots were fake. But
Those guys are probably on wires, but that first shot I bet was real.
It was definitely real.
That's why our stuntmen need to start getting.
Oscars.
Yeah, they need to start getting noticed in the fucking Oscars and shit. These guys put their fucking lives on the line.
well, the
dude.
sad thing is, like,
they do
we're,
insane shit like that
we're-
and don't get the recognition.
How many
they
people
deserve.
died at Fury Road? Like, I think it was like 2. I think 2 stuntmen died. At least one.
Don't know about that. You need to check that.
At least one died in Fury Road.
I know that one girl, one stunt woman on a motorcycle stunt in the last Resident Evil.
I thought it was Mission Impossible.
Well, no, it was Resident Evil. She lost an arm, cracked several ribs,
and they shit canned her. It was a big thing.
They kept it in the film, and they weren't prepared the day of the thing, and she lost an arm. They had to amputate an arm and everything. She got fucking ruined, and she didn't get enough credit.
He said they're Hueys, they're Vietnam era.
Then of course there's the Twilight Zone movie, where the guy and the 2 kids died because the chopper fell on them.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
Shit. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
there was we'll have to watch that. There's one of the last segments.
It fell on them. What do you mean it fell on them?
It was on wires. It was during.
No, it wasn't. It was an active helicopter.
But it was on wires. The propeller and everything was going, but it was suspended up above them, like doing a scene, and they were running underneath it. The children actors were undocumented. They weren't on any payroll because they were trying to save money.
They flubbed the hours,
and the thing snapped and it fell.
It wasn't on, but the helicopter was not on wires. That was an active helicopter in a thing. And what happened is, whenever it spun around, they shot pyro up. It hit the tail rotor,
and it started.
But it was only like 15 feet above them, and just.
But you can see there's video on you. We'll have to watch it afterwards. And the viewers,
I want to watch that.
Pretty rough.
It's the chopper fell. The guy's running through water with 2 kids under his arms, and it dropped on him, killed him.
And did they use it?
The movie.
They used bits of it.
The movie did
use bits of it in the movie, but what's his face, Ivan Reitman or whatever the fuck it was, I can't remember. He went to court and everything. They tried to.
Whoever directed it, I don't think that was like. They basically like ended his career.
Yeah, because Spielberg was involved in that, and that was the end of their friendship. He took his name off of it. Yeah, that was the end of their friendship. They never spoke again. It was a big dude, not Ivan Reitman. Fucking, he did Werewolf. He did.
Landis.
John Landis.
Yeah, John Landis. Yeah.
Yeah, because he cut corners to save money, and
so we all know directors' names around here.
People died.
It's wow.
Yeah, there's courtroom footage of him. He almost went to prison for it.
But I agree with you. I agree with you, Tim. Like, we really do need to pay a lot more attention and respect to these guys that are like putting their lives on the line. I do think somebody died in Fury Road. I don't know who it is, and I might be wrong. But
I mean, and you might be right.
They break bones like all the time.
But the sad thing is, like, we're finally getting that conversation is coming back to where like they're starting to get more recognition. That happened with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
like
Brad Pitt's speech.
That conversation is starting to come back. But I kind of have a feeling that like as soon as they get the recognition they deserve, and like years from now, like we're gonna have the technology to be able to trick all of us. I think we're reaching that tipping point to where they can fake it. You know,
I don't want to.
Like, because that's been the big thing. Is that that's why we like stuntmen and practical because they can't fake that. But I think they're getting there.
When they try to fake it,
I think in 10 years,
it's super obvious.
I think in 10 years they can fake it and we won't know it. I think that's coming.
Well, for over 10 years, I've been trying to CGI younger faces on stunt people, and
let's hang out for a while.
Let's hang out for a while. Is he gonna kiss her on the mask? I always think that's so stupid in movies where they put their hand on like the mask. Like,
I mean, I would. Come on, you know you would.
Yeah, I guess. But she's like caressing his face, but it's plastic.
She's dying, Tim.
If he did that to her, I would understand. But come on,
dying,
no. But she knows how dangerous it is. She's just like, I wish I could touch you and I can't. And it's just like that's pretty touching.
Yeah, no, that sucks. That's like one thing about with the COVID thing. Nursing homes like and places like that, hospice. My father passed away. My father passed away in a hospice.
Like, stay in your room.
So I can't imagine that people right now they're in hospice that are just hospice is basically just it's after a nursing home.
Yeah.
It's when they're dying. They show you they're dying.
Absolutely,
Hospice is just we're going to make them as comfortable as we can until that day comes. And those in nursing homes they cut off. No, you can't visit. I can't imagine for family members right now what they're going through with dying family members, and they can't even go. And those people die alone. He's having faith in the. He thinks that they made it. He's taking a chance. He goes, "Fuck it, touch my face," because they got back with the monkey.
Same exact scene in Contagion.
What are you doing, bro?
He's
They
just
got,
sitting there.
they got
he's,
back with the monkey,
he's-
so they're working
he's
up. They're working
confident
up a
they
vaccine.
figured it out.
Yeah, he's confident that the vaccine will be ready in time. That this won't matter.
Being an idiot is what he's doing.
But he's like, no, because he's like, man, anybody gets it, it's going to be us first.
And they're also
And look,
breaking.
and then
They're breaking the protocol of human tests, and
yeah.
They broke
making it
the
yeah.
protocol when they stole that helicopter.
The fact that
when they stole
there's
the when they
there's
stole
no
the
way.
Piper
This is
Perri,
the only.
they're
This
off
is the only.
rails,
This is the
bro.
only known antibodies and a possible vaccine right now, and he's squeezing it like a fucking Capri Sun.
well,
thing
he knows. He
into
knows
his
what
wife's
he knows.
vein.
He knows better. But there's no fucking way that they could have rode that Piper Perri up and down the coast, and not gotten into some kind of trouble.
Yeah, they would have been shot out of the sky. Well, they make a point at one point
Yeah, maybe.
when they're
Yeah, yeah.
flying.
Without
he-
any
he
kind
go-
of recovery period.
They make one comment while they're flying. He goes, "Stay low underneath the radar."
Yeah,
It's like one throwaway comment is like that's why they were able to make it back. It's because they stayed under the radar.
that's kinda true.
I don't know, dude. What
It's also kinda
Will
true.
has already said about it? Like, I actually believe that's probably the most believable part of this movie is that they could sneak around in a little Piper Perri and
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
do
it's
a lot of
quick,
damage.
and it could stay under the radar. But fuel, where did they stop and fuel back up? They went all the way from Cedar Creek, California, to this boat in the ocean, back again. Did all this maneuvering, outrunning things. Got there, somehow got back into Cedar Creek without being shot out of the sky. Hey, where's? Oh, hey, that's the helicopter those guys stole yesterday.
and the range is 240.
there's no
250
computer. Like,
miles.
did
Yeah,
Cuba
yeah,
know
yeah.
like every place that was available, or did they just kind of like
They
strut
followed
up and down the
terrain,
coast,
bro. They followed
strut up
the
down the
terrain.
coast, and just kind of just
they
kind of
didn't
like
have GPS.
be really friendly and
They
say,
couldn't be,
say,
they
say
couldn't
you're
be
looking
on the
for some
radios.
help. You
Not
know,
They
dog,
couldn't be on the radios because they would have been found by the military.
Yeah.
This is before Google Maps, when people knew where they were going without looking at their fucking phones. Like, I believe it. I believe he did it.
Nah.
I can still drive places without looking at my phone. I'm sure I could like fly somewhere without looking at my phone.
That's the only reason I learned how to get around Houston before GPS. I just would go.
You
and
would go
get lost.
north, east, south, and west.
I would just
That was it.
I would just purposely get lost and spend the whole day driving around, learning my way around the city, and then found out that it's just a big grid system.
Whenever
And
I
it's
remember
easy.
when I first got my
There's no,
license,
there's no way I could possibly ever get lost in Houston.
I first got my license, and I had like a flip phone at that point, no GPS. And I remember we drove out to Orange to find places to skate.
And they're just, I guess
and
this
like
is their helicopter now. They're just letting them.
It fucking freaked
They're
me
just
the
letting
fuck
them
out.
fucking
Man. I
have
didn't know
They
where I
just own
was.
the Piper Perri.
Yeah, this is just they're like, that's your chopper now. Fuck you. Good for you guys.
Looks like Quentin Tarantino.
I always love like the call signs. Viper, this is Sandman.
I say again,
Bingo bongo.
over.
Oh, they're about to carpet bomb the entire town, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're trying to get
Yeah.
up there.
Get me on the guard channel. I want to talk to the pilot.
About to fucking carpet bomb the whole thing.
Somehow they can look at. There's maps behind them. There's actual
Actual tangible maps.
topogra-
Yeah.
top-
So they're
Topographical maps.
tapping in to their comms, and
those are
so it
probably topographical maps, so they know where to
Oh yeah, for
the
sure,
low-lying
for sure.
areas and stuff like that. I mean, that's the only. I don't feel like a
Well,
helicopter would have
he's
a road
he's trying
map.
to reach this man's soul.
Yeah, you gotta talk to him as a human being.
Well, even now, like I've talked to Will about it, and I've seen his like flight plans and stuff. Like even in modern day, everyone that's flying a plane, I mean, they have the digital plan, but they also have their map, like analog, just in case like everything that goes wrong, and it's extremely complicated. It's
And
like,
maybe
God dang,
if Will's still on, maybe he can
it's so
correct me.
complicated.
I mean, how many pilots nowadays actually fly line of sight? I feel like that's very, very probably
No,
rare.
he told us
I have
this.
no idea.
We went and visited him the other day, and he told me something. I brought up the Kobe helicopter thing, and what he said is that there are two different certifications. Is that there's a certification where you can see visibility, but then there's another certification. I forgot the acronym, but it's basically just looking at your instruments.
Yeah, there's line
Flying
of sight,
by your
and then there's
instruments,
complete radar,
flying by your
GPS,
longitude, latitude,
yeah.
and just your altitude, and flying by that. And there's a different like level to it in training, and it is a thing. But I mean, a lot of the time
I
they're
think it's a
flying
little column A, little
where they
column
can.
B.
I mean,
If your instruments fail, you got to be able to fly line of sight.
exactly. Yeah.
I would
And
just go as
that's
high
when
as
you
possible.
just that's when you just trust your compass and your eyes.
I would just go as high as possible.
Well, I mean, but your instruments can get thrown off, and you got to know, how to compensate that.
That's what I say. Yeah, that's basically all you have is your eyes and your compass.
Don't drop the bomb just because you're following orders.
This is the great Academy Award speech. Don't drop the bomb because you're following orders.
He's like, bro, I got the antibodies. It worked. My ex-wife she was about to like bleed out of her butthole and die, and she touched my face, and I was immunocompromised, and I'm alive.
Yeah.
Me and Cuba up here, he's like.
But he's also
make it
saying
rain, bro,
that
make it
we
rain.
do have a vaccine ready, and if you bomb this town, the vaccine gets destroyed with it. Like the
Yeah, because
only
the people that's
the monkey is in the town, and if you bomb that town, if it does still get out, there's no hope at all. For
Which
mankind.
there's precedent for that because they carpet bombed the African village in like the 60s or
that's
or whatever.
So completely irresponsible of Dustin Hoffman is he brought the monkey back to ground zero because he was being stupid and wanted to cure his ex-wife.
Well, I mean, Ground Zero was fucked anyway.
But he took it back. That's what I'm saying. He took it back to the place that was about to get bombed because of his own selfish.
He should take that thing and isolate it.
He should have taken it somewhere else.
That thing's a medical marvel.
Should have sat down
Well, I mean,
somewhere,
granted,
done
they
it, and
they
then
don't
be
have
like,
the
"Hey,
equipment.
we got it."
They don't have the equipment. Like it's just these two guys, and they've gone rogue.
But they should.
But have you seen Renee Russo?
They
Have
should
you
have
seen her though?
Even bringing it back there was irresponsible. Even
you would do the same thing.
But more importantly than bringing it back there being irresponsible is thinking that you could get back there was extremely irresponsible and stupid.
They've done pretty well so far.
Because they're lucky they even got out. What's to say they didn't get shot out of the sky on their way back in?
Yeah, they're about to
only cure.
They're about to play chicken.
It's completely irresponsible.
With,
Dustin Hoffman is.
Will said all commercial flights are IFR, which is instrument, whatever, and then VFR is visual, IFR is instrument. And he said all commercial flights are IFR, and all most general aviation flights are visual.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you for clearing that up. I still think Dustin Hoffman was completely out of line. For
Are they playing? They're playing chicken with a cargo plane.
Yeah. Like that was going to matter to these guys.
What is
cargo
that
plane
called?
can't like bank for shit, dude.
What's that plane called? Is that a C?
It's not an AC-130.
I said we're not moving.
Is that what you're thinking of?
It's a cargo plane. Who cares?
The C-130.
Well, it's not a cargo plane. They're about to drop a bomb with it. That's a bomber, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not a bomber by nature, but yeah.
The C-130s are more attack. This is dropping off.
I wonder if can you think Piper Perri could take that?
No,
huge
but
thing?
they're ready to lose their life. That's what it is.
Do you think the Piper
saying
Perri
they're
can
lying.
take it
They're
on?
saying like we will die, so you don't drop this bomb. That's what it is. They're
You
like
could have killed those two guys. What if those guys can't course correct that fucking giant plane they're in, and they crash in the mountain, and that bomb goes off anyways?
Well, they were going to drop it anyway.
It would have been surface level. It would've been
But what if their little game of chicken made it drop anyways?
That's an air level bomb that they were trying to drop. They were trying to drop like napalm, like air bombs.
Well, napalm is different. What they're trying to do is
this
an
is
implosion.
this is like a bomb that like sucks the air out of the area
it's
and
an
makes
implosion
it fire or something.
Yeah. It implodes
C-123
and it pushes the thing out and sucks everything back into the center.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So they're trying to cover up a virus that they fucked up containing with a bomb that is like a classified
Are we watching
bomb.
the end of The Dark Knight Rises right now? Batman just saved Cedar Creek.
I think so. He jerked the nuke off into the bay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to visually explain what an implosion is. That's what they use, like control, like when they implode buildings, they make them, just fall down on top of themselves, like 9/11.
You understand that it is my belief.
Building 7.
We're gonna get canceled for this show, you guys. We're gonna get canceled.
Come on, man! I've seen the videos.
Give me the microphone.
Bro.
Vacuum bomb, yeah.
The dumbest part of this movie is that was like a 600-person town at best. They just for the first time in the
was
entire
like one
movie,
stoplight kind of town.
No, for the first time they showed us like the entire town. It's right next to the bay, so you can only go one way out. It was extremely securable. And you're trying to tell me that like the entire U.S. military could not contain those people in that fucking.
Well, no, you had this
town?
fuckhead fucking everything up.
They should have just said a bigger
if
quarantine
they
zone.
wouldn't have been like trying to protect themselves, then it wouldn't have got this bad.
No,
but they were up against the ocean.
That's the dumbest shit.
They were
mismanagement.
They were up against the coastline.
That's the dumbest shit.
I mean,
they could have quarantined that shit so easy.
If they would have been in Ohio, or somewhere like in the middle of the country, blow the shit out of it.
That shit.
They were up against the coast. Quarantine it. Build a wall.
The three of us could have contained.
All they had to do is put a wall up around Cedar Creek.
Back to the point. Hubris.
The three of us could have contained
Hubris, trying to protect a legacy, trying to make themselves seem like they
Yeah, they're trying to protect their legacy.
his history and his accomplishments. That's why all this shit happened.
And that's why this dude just pulled a gun on
It's
him.
because Sutherland couldn't
So we're right. This is the end.
This is the very end now. It's over.
We're done.
Yeah,
They saved the
waiting
day.
waiting on the credits.
Donald Sutherland getting court-martialed.
And Will coming in late with all the facts. Vacuum bomb.
So y'all know if they beat Matumbo Makimbo virus, we can beat COVID.
We'll be fine. It's gonna get really weird.
Just need Dustin Hoffman. Oh, it's gonna get a lot weirder before it gets better.
Stay tuned. We're gonna.
But like I said, the water will keep flowing and the power will keep running.
That was a really
We'll
good
be
point
fine.
that you made, and I'm like
We've been through
I haven't
hurricanes.
seen
People
that.
don't-
I haven't
people aren't
seen
thinking
I
about
know,
that.
but I haven't seen that statement or said in that way before. And you're right though. Like food supply is good. We're gonna have clean water. The power
The trucks
is
are
good.
still going to deliver shit to the stores.
Yeah, we're gonna be okay. It's just gonna be. We're gonna have to learn to like each other a little more.
People just need to adhere to this social
or whoever you
distancing
live
thing.
with.
Doesn't mean completely cut yourself off. It just means be wary. Wash your hands. Be smart. They're not about to cut the power or the water on us, and
keep track of everybody that you see.
a lot of people
And
that
come in
are
contact
freaking
with.
out have not lived through hurricanes like we have in Southeast Texas. We've been through a lot fucking worse. Fucking shit. I was here during Hurricane Ike, where there literally was pretty much martial law in Beaumont.
That's it.
You guys, so I want to take like a little bit of time after we finish. This is probably where like the podcast is going to end. If we publish this on YouTube, it's probably going to end right here. Like, let's take a little bit of time to answer some questions. If you guys are still watching and you want to ask us some questions, like let's keep the feed open.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we got 8 people watching. One of y'all. I mean, Will's talking to us, but
Yeah.
say something, guys.
We had a lot of listeners in there. earlier.
Because I would like an easy thing to start with. What are we going to do next? We kind of have a rough
Exactly.
list.
Yeah.
On the list is
So the podcast has ended.
Mhm.
Honestly, like this is probably where it's going to end.
Mhm.
What do you mean?
It's just us. It's just us.
Yeah. So what's our next movie, guys? Like, what's our list? We had 28 weeks later.
I think weeks is better than days.
I like.
There's
I
fun
like
things
the
to talk about in
idea
days.
of it,
Weeks is good.
but I think maybe honestly, I think what people really need right now is just a fun, feel good movie.
Okay.
Not a shit on movie where we just get stupid, but like a good feel good movie that a lot of people would like to tune into. And one movie that I want to put on the list that we've always talked about and have not done yet is Big Trouble in Little China.
Let's do it. That'd be awesome.
I think that would be
I would love it. Yeah,
just
yeah.
A fun or things like that.
Yeah.
Goofy.
How about we can do like epidemic movie, fun movie, epidemic.
I mean,
it
something to
doesn't
kind of mix it up. Let's take people's minds off of it.
I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Maybe some nostalgic
Let's do it.
movies
Yeah.
from y'all's
So,
childhood
Sunday?
that remind you of simpler times, like
Sunday.
Hook, or things that are fun. Y'all tell us shit. Y'all tell us. Y'all are all trapped at home right now. We're willing
Sure.
to keep coming back here and keep putting out content to keep y'all happy because it makes us happy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
But
right
hey,
now,
hey, we
right
just-
now,
we
I
just
think
like
right now
hanging
more
out,
than ever
you know?
is we would love viewer recommendations. If y'all are trapped at home running out of stuff to watch,
Now
tell us
more
what
than
y'all
ever.
would
So
love.
so wait. So
tell us what y'all would
We're
love
gonna
to
do
watch
another one
along
on
with us.
Sunday. I'm assuming you're not working
Sure.
Sunday. Is that cool
I
for
mean, as long
everybody?
as we're not on a lockdown.
Well,
Yeah, so
I mean, we could do one tomorrow night. Shit.
it's 10.
I'm
Pretty
busy
sure I don't
tomorrow
have to
night.
work tomorrow night
I'm
either.
busy tomorrow.
I don't either.
We're doing an concert with some
Oh,
people
that's right. That's right.
tomorrow
that's right.
night.
You want to plug that real quick?
Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow night, I got reached out to by a couple other people, production companies and multimedia companies and everything. We kind of kicked something into gear in the last 24 hours. We're gonna do an e-concert. Basically, I am friends with a production company that did Mardi Gras. If you went out and saw Vanilla Ice and Tone Loc, then you saw their work. They've done festivals all over the country. They have a shit ton of moving lights and speakers and
Fog
haze
machines
machines and
and-
fog
yeah,
machines
yeah.
and they went into their warehouse and they put up like backdrops and they built a stage.
It looks really nice.
And it's going to look amazing. We reached out to some buddies of ours. Basically, this is all production crews on deck. We're bored. We have nothing to do. We got the sound covered. We have a buddy that does ESPN sports broadcasts, and he was scheduled for March Madness for like the next month, and all of his shows canceled. So what he's doing is taking his big ESPN broadcast truck, and he's parking it outside the venue, and they're going to be streaming it to the A2Z podcast page. For now, we might change that in the future, but we're going to be streaming it with a multicam mix. There's going to be somebody just solely on the stream mix. It's going to sound amazing. It's going to look amazing. I'm going to be emceeing. If Aaron can make it out there, that would be great. But I just went ahead and moved forward on it. It's a big collaborative thing. It's the Rambo Boys, and what we're going to do is we're going to basically set it up to where you donate your money to their link, and they're going to use it as they see fit. But this might be the only one we could possibly get in under the wire before we get like shelter in place. But we're maintaining cleanliness and head counts and all that, so it's safe. But it's going to be fun. We're going to try to throw it back to another era, and it's going to be beautiful and amazing. But I want to try to come back Sunday. That's the tentative. Maybe a little earlier because we don't have to be here so late. Because you might
on Sunday. Yeah, no, on Sunday we could be here all day.
Okay. I got a push for Big Trouble Little China, Sandlot.
Ooh.
Will Young says Eraserhead. I don't know. That's a weird one.
Oh, that's a weird one. Yeah,
Drop Dead Fred's a good call, Allie.
Drop Dead Fred.
So
there's some good ones. Yeah.
So I think Big Trouble.
I think Big Trouble in Little China.
We haven't done it. If we're gonna do it, we might as well do it now before we get shut down.
Yeah, we've been.
That's gonna be great. We're not gonna talk about all this bullshit if we do. Big Trouble
something that'll take us off.
Yeah, we're not
this.
gonna.
Yeah. Let's just have fun.
We might get get some questions from
these
the audience
credits
beforehand.
are so long
and stuff like that. Yeah,
probably because all the fucking
they're really long for a
clip
for
from
TV movie.
Polka Dot Puss. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that.
God bless Piper Perry's.
And our big shout out to send us some Piper Perri.
Aviation industry.
Lockheed Martin.
Okay, that's been alive. Wash your goddamn hands.
Y'all be kind to each other, love each other, stay indoors if you can.
Wash your fucking hands.
And then also remember, we're gonna be doing these from time to time. So invite your friends, guys.
Yes.
Invite your friends to come and like the page.
And wash your fucking hands.
Share us.
We put this in the group now, so if you want to share this experience with somebody else, put them in the group, put them on the page.
That's it.
That's
it.
That's all there is to do.